Nasty on a Monday. It's the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN with Andrew Marsh, Carey Davis, and Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter. It is, let's see the old time here, 2:03. Your time check brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler. Cardinals have gotten off the sidelines, boys.
Wow, yeah.
They've gotten off the sidelines. They have made a trade. And it was one that maybe even a week ago, I admit that I didn't think that they would be able to do. I thought the price tag was going to be too much for Erick Fedde. Instead, they have acquired Erick Fedde and Tommy Pham in a 3-team trade that will send Tommy Edman to the Los Angeles Dodgers, who acquired Edman and Michael Kopech, former starter, now reliever for the White Sox. And the Dodgers ponied up Miguel Vargas as well as 2 or 3 prospects. So this deal for the Cardinals essentially amounts to Erick Fedde and Tommy Pham for Tommy Edman.
What a return.
What do you think?
Oh, I'm impressed. I mean, Mo, we give him crap a lot, and this deal is phenomenal for the Cardinals. It addresses your need for a pitcher in your rotation. He's going to be probably your second behind Sonny Gray, and it gives you that right-handed bat from the outfield. And Tommy Pham, who's hitting left-handed pitching very well this year. So I love the trade. And I love it. You traded a player in Tommy Edman, who's a very useful player, very valuable player, but he hasn't played one game in the majors this year. He's been on the sidelines or rehabbing the entire season.
Yeah.
So you traded a guy who hasn't played yet, who might be ready to come back. Who knows how long he can stay healthy, for Erick Fedde and Tommy Pham. This is a great deal by Mo.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, were you surprised? Let me start here. Were you surprised? Because you, and I'm not, let's just we all have different reactions.
Right.
I said that Erick Fedde would be too much.
Yeah.
I didn't think, and I stand by what I said. In Washington, Erick Fedde wasn't any good. Now this year he's been phenomenal. But you have been kind of on that hill saying, look, the Cardinals aren't going to do much.
Right. I think they didn't have to give up anything, essentially. As you said, Tommy Edman hasn't played all year. We didn't know if and when he came back where he would fit, what his role would be, because you had Michael Ciani playing extremely well in center field, and on the days where he's not, you got Lars playing there. So what would be his role? I think right now the Cardinals have too many of Tommy Edmonds. Like, they got guys that can fill that role and fill that position, whatever that position may be. So they traded from a position of surplus and got something back that they truly needed. They talked about needing a right-handed bat because the Cardinals hitting versus left-handed pitching has been, it's not been good for the entire season. It's picked up here and there, but overall it's not been good. And so you get a pitcher who probably slots into that, number 2, number 3 role, and it helps your rotation become better.
Yeah. So
to give up a player that hasn't played much this year and get 2 players in return and allow the Dodgers to trade away their prospects,
right.
Have at it. Like, if they, cool. The Dodgers, you want Tommy Edman that bad? Here you go. You trade away what the White Sox need in terms of your prospects, and we'll get two really good players that'll help our organization this year.
Yeah.
I think we always talk about Mo needing to be creative. I think this was a very creative way of getting what you needed and getting rid of a guy that really hasn't had any impact. He hasn't had any impact on your team this season. I think this is a great move by Mo, and I think a lot of people will start to see the vision that is starting to come. Now they got to go out and execute, right? This doesn't mean that they're going to win the National League Central. It just helps their team because this starting rotation has not been that great lately. And the offense struggled this weekend. Luckily, they picked up a win yesterday. Paul Goldschmidt, huge home run. Otherwise, this team is looking like they're trending backwards, right? So I think this move right now, with Mo being a little creative, getting a 3-team trade in the mix. How often do we see that, right? We don't see that too often. I think it was a heads-up move by Mo, and hopefully this benefits the Cardinals moving forward.
I listen to you guys, the 2 former athletes on the show here, talk about your general manager doing something to bolster your team at the deadline. Now, for the NFL, Carey, it's a little bit different, but still in the offseason, what will our team do to show us that they believe in us? Well, Mo did his job here. Now, I still think that there's another deal to come I think at some point they will add a reliever. Mo, that's kind of Mo's specialty at the deadline. Adding that one reliever, probably some guy we never heard of, probably he'll pitch well for an extended period of time before, eventually flaming out. But Mo did his job. I like this deal a lot. Erick Fedde, from a number standpoint, has been outstanding this season. He's got a 3.11 ERA. He's got a FIP of 3.76. His strikeout rate, he's still not a big time strikeout guy, but he's somebody that's keeping the ball in the yard. He doesn't walk a ton of batters. He developed, kind of a strikeout pitch out in the KBO last year, the slider. He's been excellent. I stand by what I said. In Washington, he had over a 5 ERA. There's a reason why Washington, despite him being not a top prospect, but a higher prospect, eventually got rid of him and didn't bring him back. Mm-hmm. But credit him. We've seen this before. Miles Michaelis, in fact, went to the KBO and pitched well and then came back. Eric Thames, former first baseman / outfielder for the Brewers, rediscovered himself overseas before coming back and carving out a couple of seasons in Major League Baseball. We've seen this before. The key here, though, is that you gave up Tommy Edman to acquire two pieces that you needed. Not to mention, Fedde's under contract next year. You are going to need somebody next season. So your rotation next year is starting to take shape, too. There's still more work to be done. Mm-hmm. And I think at some point you're going to need these younger pitchers to pitch well. But I really like this deal. Edman's got a lot of question marks. He had a setback recently that, paused things. He was making, $8 million, I think, this season. So you free up a little bit of salary, too, which we'll get into, because apparently that's an issue now for the Cardinals again, is the salary. But overall, you're not giving up prospects. And Carey, like you said, you hit the nail on the head, man. You're giving up something. Tommy Edman's a good player, but you're giving up something you have in surplus.
Yes.
Michael Ciani, Brendan Donovan, Alec Burleson, not to mention some of the guys in the minor leagues, make Tommy Edman more expendable. Mm-hmm. You got something you needed, and it was pitching.
Right.
So I'm all for it. I like it. I like the trade.
I like it, too, and I like the addition of Tommy Pham. I really do. I mean, this is a guy that, he brings a certain spark to your clubhouse. He wanted to be back in the the Birds on the Bat. Didn't have an opportunity. Now he's back. And this is a guy here in my clubhouse. This is things I want to hear from one of my players.
I'll never start anything, but I'll be prepared to finish it. There's a reason why, I do all kinds of fighting in the off season, because I'm prepared to somebody up.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are. You better have a little shoulder check running out of the bullpen now, hey, guys? Yeah. And I wouldn't mess with him in fantasy football either.
No.
He might just get slapped.
Yeah, Jock Peterson knows all about that. All right, so what do you think of the deal? Leave us a mic drop. We're taking mic drops all day today. And it could be whether or not you like the deal, whether or not you think that they gave up too much. Tommy Edman was a fan favorite here. Brad, our very own Brad Thompson, I know his son Dylan, huge Tommy Edman fan.
New Jersey now.
Feel bad for the young man. I have to check in on him later. So huge, somebody that has been a fan favorite. So what do you think? What do you think of the deal? Erick Fedde, Tommy Pham coming to St. Louis. Tommy Edman going to the Dodgers. Dodgers also get Michael Kopech from the White Sox. And the Dodgers are the ones that are leaning into their farm system to send to complete the deal for the White Sox. Did you see this comment? Was it a surprise? What else do you think the Cardinals need? So we'll be taking your mic drops all day long. Of course, shout out to the Snake Pit. If you want to leave us some comments in the Snake Pit, you can always do that. Air Alliance Team YouTube channel, 101 ESPN STL. And the text line is always active. Air Comfort Service text line, 314-399-9646. All right, we're pretty much Cardinals wall-to-wall today. We will spend a little time talking about the Home Run Derby from Saturday night. The O'Fallon Hoots and their team, incredible again. Erick, thank you to Erick, who sets everything up for us. It was great to see him. That was a fun night. If you were down there and you said hello, thank you. I know a lot of people were excited. So we will spend a little time talking about the Home Run Derby, which we won, by the way.
Yeah, we did.
We won. It was close. It was tight, man.
It was.
There is show. They put on a performance, man. Mm-hmm. It was fun all the way to the end. It was great. So I thought this was honestly, I thought this was the best Home Run Derby.
I would agree.
Like,
it was fun.
Overall,
we had a good time.
Good people.
I like the way they changed the setup, putting us at home plate.
Yeah, we're closer to the action, closer to the people.
And people can actually watch us hit.
Yeah.
So be like, what are those guys doing out there at second base?
Right, yeah. Can't see anything. So we'll spend, like I said, we'll spend a little time talking about that. All right. Speaking of this, I just mentioned this with the spending, right? Cardinals front office, according to one report, does not want to take on significant salary in trades over the next couple of years. What do we make of that? We'll talk about it here in the Fast Line on 101 ESPN.
Guys, here I have been all this time saying, trade Tommy Edman, trade Tommy Edman. Because that was last year, he was really good, right? Well, he's been horrible. He hasn't played. And what do? We trade him for 2 players. That's it. Because the Dodgers are like, we're the best team ever, whatever, you know? And so there you go. Front office wins again. Old Capri Sun, our boy, wins again. Makes fools of us all, Tony. Fools of us all.
There you go. There's Ed. That's our guy, Ed. Ed is the bacon-wrapped wiener guy. That's how we're going to put that, right?
His?
Yeah. No.
What?
He goes to Busch Stadium. Loves the bacon-wrapped wieners.
Oh, okay.
Marsh was down there over the
way you
weekend.
explained that was...
Clear, I know.
No.
Marsh was down there over the weekend. He took a photo of those wieners.
I did.
How did they look?
Well, some of them were a little undercooked. Actually, not cooked at all. There was no one manning the bacon-wrapped wiener station, so I didn't get any.
You didn't get your wiener?
I didn't get the bacon-wrapped wiener. No one was working it at the time I walked by.
That's a shame.
Where were they at?
Where are they at? They're in like between third base side. At least the one that I
the people that were supposed to
I have no idea. No idea.
Maybe they're
Were
working
the
the
dogs
phones.
there, though?
They were there. They were on the grill, but no one was working the wiener station.
So they had the raw dogs right on the grill.
Yeah, there was a couple that were not cooked. There was a few that were there.
Maybe they just weren't ready,
like
so
this.
there was no need for them to be
Maybe.
there waiting.
Nah,
I was ready to buy some.
You should have just went behind and started cooking.
I could have, but then I would have missed Wilson Contreras' home run.
Yeah, I don't want that.
How about Goldies on Friday?
Yeah.
How about Mason wins on Friday, huh?
I don't even know who I had.
Back in the swing of things.
Well, how about Goldie's home run yesterday to win the game?
Goldie's back, boys.
We didn't do the home run derby yesterday, so
No.
you know.
We did that Saturday.
We did that Saturday, yeah. Yep, we'll get into that at some point. All right, so the Cardinals, and by the way, Ed brought it up with Mo. I don't think we talked about Mo in that first segment. This man gets criticized probably more than anybody here in St. Louis. He pulled off an outstanding deal. He's surprised. You see all these guys come. Zach Eflin gets traded. You saw over the weekend a couple of big moves. Not that the Cardinals were interested in these players, but the Yankees acquired Jazz Chisholm from the Marlins. You saw Michael Lorenzen get dealt today. He gets traded from the Rangers to the Royals. What other big moves were over the weekend? There's one other big one, I thought. It'll come to me. But Mo sits there, and just as we're about to come on air, thinking, all right, they're not going to make any moves, and we're going to spend 4 hours talking about the Cardinals front office sitting on their ass, he swings a deal for Erick, Fedde, and Tommy Pham and gives up Tommy Edman. Tommy Edman's a good player, but he's expendable given what you have. This is a deal you want to make. Plus, he's hurt.
Yeah, that's the thing is I can't believe that Mo was able to get the return that he did for Tommy Edman.
Yeah.
Like a healthy Tommy Edman, yeah, you know, he's worth a player or maybe but two. And he's not, who knows how healthy he is and how healthy he's been over the last couple of seasons. Like,
yeah. I
don't know, man. This, we always say, you know, I wish Mo was more like Army and all this stuff. This was an Army move right here. This was Yori Laterra for Braden Shen. Mm-hmm. This was, you know, being coy, making those moves that, honestly, I didn't think Mo had it in him to do this. The only trades that I know Mo has made of significance were Goldie and Arenado, okay? But those were almost given to him. He really didn't have to, like, put together much. Colorado wanted to give Arenado, like, for whatever, because he didn't want to be there. That marriage was not working anymore. And the Goldie trade was very similar. Although at the time, Carson Kelly was a pretty highly touted prospect in the catcher position and whatnot. But still, those were easy deals. Yeah. This one here, man, to drag the Dodgers into it and flip their prospects over to the White Sox for Tommy Edman, you get a top 3 rotation guy and a guy in the outfield who's going to be extremely motivated, who's completely physically capable of doing a lot of great things playing baseball. Mm-hmm. That's a great trade.
Where does Tommy Pham fit in this? Is he
wherever the hell he wants? Apparently,
I think he starts against a lefty.
Okay.
He starts against left-handers every time. Okay. Like that I think is where we start.
Does he take Nootbaar or Siani's spot? Because those are 2 left bats.
Probably Siani.
And then Newt would play center field.
Pham could play center.
Can he though? I think there's a bigger drop-off from Siani to Pham than it is Siani to Nootbaar.
You're probably right. Either way, Pham is definitely going to start against every left-hander. probably replace Ciani in the lineup.
And he's a bat coming off the bench, man.
And he's a bat off the bench.
Like, teams go to a lefty late in the game. Like, you got Tommy Pham now.
Right.
Like, you're not putting Pedro Pages up there because he's the only right bat you have that day.
Pedro has been doing pretty well.
No, he's fine. He's fine.
Yeah, he's been doing good.
He doesn't scare many pitchers,
13 game hitting streak. 14
I think it's 14 now. Yeah, after yesterday. I think it's 14. So there was a report over the weekend, and I thought we were going to spend a lot of time talking about this, quite frankly. There was a report over the weekend from John Denton that, and I'm pulling it up right now, that said the Cardinals management has told for the front office that they will not acquire any significant salary over the next couple of trades, right? Or in trades over the next couple of years. And after I saw that, I'm like, they're not going to do anything at the deadline. They're going to maybe they get a reliever. Instead, you make the move for Fedde, and you actually freed up some salary because Tommy Edman, I think, was making $8 million this year. So Mo kind of accomplished both things. He improved his rotation. He got the right-handed bat that he had been looking for. So now, theoretically, you improve against left-handers, and you also parted with some salary that was, again, expendable. So now you got younger guys, cost-control players that can fill in that role for Edman. And the Dodgers get somebody to finally replace Chris Taylor. Chris Taylor was always that movable chess piece for them. Played a little outfield, played in the infield, somebody that was their Tommy Edman. And he just completely fell off over the last 2 years. Well, now Tommy Edman can fill that role. But going back to it, when you heard the salary aspect of it,
I don't know.
What were your thoughts?
Yeah, I get it. From a business standpoint, I get it. They're trying to make sure that they continue to make money. From a competitive standpoint, I don't know why you have to voice this. Why voice it? Like, why tell anybody? Like, this is the part of the Cardinals that for 2-3 years now, how many times have I said, why?
Yeah.
Why do they handle things so poorly?
Well, this was a report, not a statement.
But it's a report. Like, who found out?
I don't know.
So what's the validity of it?
John Denton's source.
Okay, but what's the validity of it?
John Denton's a good reporter. I'm assuming that it's valid.
Okay. But again, why would anybody internally be even discussing this to anybody that's outside the organization?
That I don't know.
Like
How did this information get to us?
If it's me
Yeah.
and my son and John Mozeliak in a room, and I'm saying to John Mozeliak, hey, we've decided that we're not taking on any extra, like a big amount of salary via trade for the next couple of years. That's just what we're doing. Done. Now, how does it get out?
Well, you know how it gets out. Somebody said something. Somebody in that room spoke to it. And, I think whenever the person that it benefits the most is John Mozeliak for it to get out, right? Because now Cardinal fans cannot say, well, he isn't even trying. No, I can't. My hands are tied. I'm doing the best job I can do with the resources that I'm given. And I'm not saying that John Mozeliak is the one that leaked it, but, I agree with you, Jamie. The fact that we know about it is not something that, fans should be, that's not information they should be privy to. But it does essentially help because now okay, well, the ownership isn't trying to spend more money. That's why we aren't going to make any big moves at the trade deadline and don't have high expectations for people with higher salaries like a Blake Snell who's going to be owed $38.5 million next season. He's probably not coming here. So get that off of your mind. Don't worry about that. We're going to go in a different direction. And now everybody can kind of rest easy knowing that that's not a possibility.
Right. Yeah. And he probably is going to opt out. And it's going to be interesting to see what the Giants do with Blake Snell. Because he apparently, the Giants are receiving calls on Blake Snell. The Orioles are the latest team that's been connected to him. The Yankees have also been connected, and the Padres have been connected to Blake Snell. If you're the Giants, I think you got to trade him. You got to get something in return. Now, if he does opt out, doesn't get traded, he opts out, you do get a draft pick as soon as he signs with somebody else. But I think if you're them, you're not going anywhere. You could get back in the wild card mix, but his value is probably greater if you were to trade him. All right, we've got what's trending coming up next, but we're still taking your mic drops. What do you think of the Erick Fedde trade? You get Erick Fedde and Tommy Pham from the White Sox. You send Tommy Edman to the Dodgers. the Dodgers acquired Edman and Michael Kopech, and they sent a bunch of prospects and Miguel Vargas to the White Sox. So leave us your mic drops, continue to plan, but we do have what's trending next.
When it comes time to sell your home, you need a reliable, experienced, and trusted agent. Take it from me. Get to know St. Louis's very own real estate expert, Gloria Liu, with your home sold guaranteed realty. Here's why you should call Gloria. Her name says it all. Gloria Liu, your home sold guaranteed realty. That means she's guaranteeing to sell your home. She's mastered the home selling art by guaranteeing upfront and in writing to sell your home at your agreed upon price and time frame, or she will buy it herself. She guarantees all of that, by the way, in handwriting. And Gloria Liu also has a database with thousands of buyers that are ready, willing, and able to purchase your home. We've all been there. Number one concern is, will I get enough traffic to my listing? Can I get enough people involved in this? Well, with Gloria Liu's database, yes, you will. You'll get several people to your listing, and maybe you get multiple offers, ultimately more money for you. And all you have to do is call Gloria Liu, tell her that Jamie Rivers sent you in. Her number is 314-325-6888. Again, that's 314-325-6888. You can visit GloriaHasTheBuyers.com. Conditions do apply. Gloria and the seller must agree upon the sales price as well as the possession date.
ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. The Cardinals addressed their needs as the deadline nears the Cards trade for Erick, Fedde, and Tommy Pham in a 3-team trade. Tommy Edman is heading to the Dodgers along with Michael Kopech from the White Sox. The White Sox get Miguel Vargas and 2 Dodger prospects. We'll continue talking about that trade throughout the remainder of the show. Keep sending in your mic drops. Text us at the Air Comfort Service text line 314-399-9646. Let us know what you think about the trade. The Cardinals are 1 game back of the final wild card spot as they take on the Texas Rangers tonight, as Andre Palante will take the mound going up against Nathan Eovaldi. First pitch is at 6:45. We have What's Trending coming up next. I'm Andrew Marsh, and the Sports Center update is driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. See them at londoff.com. Chevy, together we drive. Are you kidding me?
It's time to find out what's going on in the sports world with What's Trending Now. Brought to you by Goodwill. Donate a car and get tickets to the St. Louis Cardinals.
Welcome back to the Fast Lane here on 101 ESPN with Anthony Stalter, Jamie Rivers, and Carey Davis. I'm Andrew Marsh, and it's time for What's Trending. Gentlemen, a great night in O'Fallon on Saturday as we defeated the Riz Show in the Home Run Derby. What were your thoughts on each of y'all's performance and the Derby in general?
Well, I'll talk about the Derby overall. I thought it was a fantastic event. And of all the ones that I've been a part of, I felt like this was the most fun. It was great. I thought they did a great job of moving all of the hitters to home plate. They had that temporary wall for the softball home run derby, which worked out just fine. I thought that worked out the way they wanted it to. Yeah. We actually had softballs left at the end of it so we could continue to hit them. In years past, we'd lost quite a few. As far as for me personally, it started off slow, not going to lie. I was a little rattled. I was like, what are we doing here? I was a little tight. No swinging. I wasn't extending my arm. I was like,
So for those that weren't there, Brooke and Learn went first.
Yep.
And Learn, so they had Brooke and Learn go from second base, so they were a little bit closer to the fence, which is completely fair. Like that, they needed to do something with that.
Wanted them to
that was
have
a
some
poke.
fun.
It was still, a pretty good shot for them. Learn hit 11.
Yeah.
Brooke had 0 before the timeout. Then she got going, and she wound up hitting 3. I know she felt bad, but there's no reason to. For her to be there, support, she was part of our team the last couple of years. She was fantastic. So Learn hit 11, Brooke hit 3, and then was it you? No, it was you and King
Carey
Scott.
and King Scott.
Yeah. And Carey, I felt like you had the same thing with Jamie. Like it was, you were trying to crush it, and then
took some time to really, I guess, settle in. Like you got a lot of energy, a little excitement, and ready to drive, hit the ball as hard as you can. And first couple I just topped them and rolled them to shortstop and third
right
base.
Right there with you, brother.
Because I'm trying to kill it. Took a timeout, got with my guys, regrouped, and then I found my groove and started hitting a few. So it was fun, man. That was my first experience. And Marcy and I were talking, and Anthony, we were talking about it in the room, in the office back there. We need to slow down. Just you want to swing at everything, and you don't have to. 3 minutes is a long time, and you're going to be gassed by the end. So if you take your time, maybe you can hit a few more, because those that last minute is.
That was my best friend. Thank God for the last minute for me. I think I hit 5 or 6 in the last minute.
you guys, but Carey and Jamie both had similar finishes where you're like, you were topping it. Took the time out and was like, you guys both locked in after that. And you wound up crushing. You guys both had 9. So, Carey, you went against King Scott. King Scott got 3. He had the hair flowing, though.
Yeah, it was a lion's mane.
He was telling us, too, before the Derby, he's like, I'll put the hair up this time. Got in the way last year. And, 3 swings in, it just came flowing out.
Oh, yeah.
And everybody just did the same thing, like, whoa, that's a lot. Look at that thing. So he hit 3, Carey hit 9. So we needed to kind of chip away.
Yeah, we did.
And then I thought Jamie, so then it was Marsh?
Yeah.
Marsh.
Yeah, Marsh against Rafe.
Or third.
And I was telling you, I went to the bathroom, which is the clubhouse behind center field. And as I was coming back, the kids were kind of like talking a little bit, and they're like, "Oh yeah, there's nobody's gonna hit." I go, "Hey, this guy here, there's Marsh. I
He's
go,
gonna hit him.
He's gonna hit him to you."
Yeah.
And as I was walking back, you started like you were opposite of Carey and Jamie.
Yeah.
Your first minute,
His first 3 he knocked out.
it was awesome,
It was
man. I mean,
good.
I was seeing these things fly, and I just from the right field to where we were at the dugouts, I just had my hand up the entire time. Watch this kid. So you wound up putting up, 13?
Yeah, 13. I definitely slowed down about towards the end of when I took the timeout, and then I think I struggled again at the last half of that second, half of it.
Yeah. I looked at Carey, and I said, that's a wrap.
Yeah.
When Marsh hit 13,
Felt good.
I told you, I go, nobody's going to hit more than 13
Right.
tonight. I'm like, that's going to be the number.
Yeah, because the wall was further than it has been in years past.
It was 250 feet, I think.
It took a serious poke.
It was, that's a decent
Nice-
shot.
It was.
So
There were a few where I got a hold of it. I was like, oh, yeah, that felt real good.
Marsh hit the wall. He hit the wall with one of them or 2 of them.
you went halfway up the wall, the real wall.
Yeah.
Out in right field.
That was the only one that I stopped for a split second and just watched it.
Yeah, it's
Admired
much
it for a second.
Well, because we talked about it last week. Like, who is there anyone going to hit
Actually
it over
hit one
the
out.
actual wall?
Yeah.
And that was the closest
That was the
one.
closest
I was like,
one.
I got to watch this just in case.
Yeah.
Anthony hit the top of the wall, too.
Did I?
Yeah.
Yeah,
In
I
fact,
think so.
a person reached down and caught it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Off the wall?
It was just like right
there?
Yeah.
That was a poke. So when Rafe got up, Rafe was against Marsh, and Rafe hit like 3 in the first minute and a half.
Oh, he was struggle busting.
I'm like,
We're good.
we're good.
I was like, oh, boy.
Cruise control, right? Like we had climbed back in. We were good. And Rafe took the time out, and then he put on an absolute show.
He locked in. I was like, he's never going to not hit it. He's never going to stop.
He kept going. I think he hit like 7 of them in a row, 7 or 8 of them.
It was unreal.
He put on a show, man.
Yeah.
He
It
did.
was unbelievable.
And he got 14. So all of a sudden, we're like, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Jamie gets up, and he goes up against Riz. And we were talking beforehand, and Jamie and I are talking. I go, dude, you have to get us tied.
Yeah.
Because then it was Moon and I.
Yeah.
I said, you got to get us tied.
Which is why I came out of the gates like a rabid wolf that did nothing but drive the ball into the ground.
Yeah. But then just like Carey, you got locked in.
I did, thank God. I said, you know what? What am I doing here? I'm like short swinging this whole thing. I just kind of then I was like, I'm going to extend my swing a little bit.
Yeah.
I started extending the swing, and then I was making great contact. Like some of those that I hit, felt like I didn't even hit the ball.
Yeah.
You know, when you hit it so like flush. So it felt good to start seeing the ball go.
No doubt.
Go. But then we end up 1 point ahead.
Yeah, because Riz got 5.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to say anything about Riz, because Riz went on today, and Riz was distraught. He was talking about how bad he felt. He apologized, like, I let you guys down, whatever. 2 years ago, I hit 5.
Yeah.
I know how it feels.
Yeah.
It happens, man. I thought I was going to hit 3. At one point, I'm like, I'm done.
I was like, I'm the first. I'm like, oh God, I'm not.
You're all hopped up.
Yep.
You're crushing it. You're crushing it into the ground. I hit 5 the 1 year, and I look, Jamie, you know how bad I felt 2 years ago.
I know.
So I'm not going to say anything about Riz. Like
No.
Riz, that sucks, right?
Yeah.
So he hit 5, but Jamie got us up by 1. And then going into the last round was Moon and I. And we were just letting the guy tell us who goes first. Because Moon and I are like looking at each other like, who's going to go first? He's like, go ahead. I'm like, no, we'll wait.
I told you all, going first is, in my opinion, it's easier. Like when you go second, because I went after, like there's a little
There's
bit
pressure.
of pressure.
Yeah.
Like, this guy hit. So that I was glad Marshy went first. I was glad you went first, because that put more pressure, in my opinion, on them. Especially now, if you don't hit any, then
Not
it's
much
bad.
pressure there,
But
yeah.
if you're hitting a few, then there's pressure. There's added pressure
agree with that.
behind going after that first person.
Anthony steps up and puts 15 on the board.
Yes, which put pressure and was.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah.
It was really good.
So I got to tell you, I didn't eat much beforehand. Like, I mowed the lawn before I went. I
Yeah.
made sure I got a shower. Chris and I were talking about like the kids, whether or not we're all going to go together. I don't eat much.
You go on an empty stomach?
And then
They had sandwiches in the locker room.
Yeah, but I'm like, I must have been nervous.
Okay.
So I started having some drinks.
Yeah,
There's
a couple of
beers there.
frosty ones.
I did. I had a couple, and I just kind of forgot about it. Dude, I kind of blacked out at home plate.
Well, I will say this. At one point, I looked over at you, and you hadn't gone yet. Like, you were just, like, hanging out. I looked over, and I'm like, he's got a bit of a glassy look in his face right now. I didn't know.
It was a while. Like, we got there at 6:30.
It was a long time.
You didn't hit till,
I didn't hit till
8:30?
I didn't hit till,
8:45?
it was past 9, I think. Wasn't
I
it?
didn't hit till like 8:30.
Yeah, I think it was 9:30.
It was late.
Yeah, but when I called timeout, I was ticked. I'm like, you guys see come running over. I'm like, I'm sorry, guys. And Jamie looks at me. He's like, you got 8.
You got 8 at the time.
Like,
You're going to get it.
You're gonna be
gonna
fine.
double that. You're good.
And I said to him, I go, and you hit like 3 or 4 fouls, too. Like, that were long enough, but they went foul. So
right.
Imagine you had those ones.
Sure.
If you didn't have an
If I
empty
had
stomach,
something to eat,
if you hadn't have had a few beverages.
Right.
So
maybe it's 20 or so next time. Anyways,
could be.
It was a great time. Moon hit 11, so we wound up winning by a couple.
We did.
It was awesome. By the way, shout out to Brian Jordan too. Brian Jordan.
Oh my gosh.
Listen, he is 57 years old.
I
And
want to
still
look like
looks
that at 57.
He looks 37 easily.
He's a mutant. I didn't know he was so big. Like, he is built. I was like, look at this guy.
Ank, we know Ank very well. Like Rick Ankiel, awesome dude. Pete Cosman, we had chatted with him last week. Pete was great. That was awesome.
Rick is the one that told me that Brian was 56. He said, and he just had shoulder surgery in like December.
Really?
Yes.
He
said
hit some
he's
mammoth
57,
ones. Yeah.
And he just had shoulder surgery in December.
Yeah.
Says no way. It's no way. It's crazy.
Right.
And he was a great dude. I'd met Brian eons ago, just in passing. I'd never spent any time with him and able to talk to him at the home run derby. Just one of the greatest dudes. Man.
Awesome. But Brian Jordan, one of the highlights of my night was when Brian Jordan, who I
this is what you got to tell us.
I kind of stalked him.
Did you hear what I said? Okay, go ahead.
I kind of stalked him before we went in there. So everybody knows I'm a Falcon fan. His 91 Falcons team is the reason why I'm a Falcons fan, because Dion played for that team, and I love Brian Jordan. I love Jesse Tuggle. So he was outside of the clubhouse, the little dugout there the clubhouse before the home run derby, and he was on the phone. And I kind of like slowed my walk. Like, come on, Brian, get off the phone, Brian. And he did. He hung up the phone. So I was walking around. I go, hey, Brian. I'm like, my name's Anthony. I'm hitting in the softball home run derby tonight. And he's like, oh, cool, man, nice to meet you, whatever. He goes, I'm like, you're one of the reasons why I'm a Falcon fan. And he started laughing. He goes, really? I go, yeah, you, Scott Case. I went through the whole 91 roster. The whole one. He's
Brian
like,
was looking around like, okay, who is this guy on?
Right. I'm the psychopath. But during the timeout.
This is the best thing ever. And I can't believe that I had the ability to bite my tongue. I had blood coming out of both sides of my mouth as Brian Jordan comes into our team's timeout.
He's awesome.
Comes walking up, like chest up, like, come on, man. He goes, hey, Anthony, go be the Falcons. Go be those Falcons. And my tongue is still scarred because I wanted to be like, wow, he's going to blow it?
I'm so glad you didn't say it.
I thought about it, then I was like, Brian Jordan's not going to get the joke. And he's going to look at me like...
Wasn't his Falcons.
Yeah, it wasn't his Falcons.
Yeah. So that was awesome. It was a great night.
Honestly, when Brian Jordan came and talked, like, in fairness to us, we were talking and lifting you up. But when he came and told you something, he's like, okay, I'm good now. He's like, disregard what my teammates have said.
Well, the great part is both of you, Carey and Jamie, both come up to me before you go, don't kill it. Don't try to kill it. Don't try to kill it. So then, of course, my first 3 swings, I killed 9 worms because I was trying to just crush it. So, yeah, Brian Jordan said something. I was good to go. All right, Marsh, what do you got?
Yeah, we got a text from the 618. I was hoping I could hear news about a home run derby by broadcasters instead of a big trade by the Cardinals. Thanks for catching the pulse of St. Louis.
Yeah.
It's a good thing we have 3 hours left of the show.
Anytime.
The first half hour of the show was about it. The next 3.5 hours will be about the Cardinals trade. So go fast lane yourself. Thank you too, real quick, to Jaw Bats. They provided the bat that we used. So shout out to them, Jaw Bats. They sent us a bat. They sent the Riz Joe a bat. So we were able to use that. They got like custom bats, and both of ours cool. It was like a ice cream cone. Yeah, it was awesome. So Yeah, good stuff. Okay, back to the Erick Fedde deal. So if you're that person and you're crying, we're going to talk about the deal, other deals that have occurred, what could be next for the Cardinals, and more of your mic drops next on 101 ESPN. If you're in the market for a new or pre-owned vehicle, you got to check out my guys at Auto Centers Nissan Herculaneum. They're incredible. They have over 700 vehicles all in one location, and that's where we got our pre-owned Nissan Pathfinder, and we love it. We checked out a couple of different vehicles at AutoCentersNissan.com. We're really in the market for pre-owned vehicles, although we did check out some new ones too. But once we saw that they had a pre-owned Pathfinder, low mileage, great price, we talked to the sales team down there, and we love it. We love the Pathfinder. We love it for our family. Auto Centers Nissan also provides a Rogue, so I'm driving the Rogue. Whatever you're looking for, car, truck, SUV, van, they've got Nissans, of course, but they have other pre-owned vehicles too. Whatever you're looking for, you will find it at Auto Centers. They've got different sales incentives going on right now, but they've a couple of things to highlight. They've got financing options for everyone. Good credit, bad credit, doesn't matter. They'll find a way to finance the vehicle for you. They also have the 30-day return promise. Within 30 days, if you are not completely satisfied with the vehicle, bring it back and they'll give you a refund. They also have the 1-year complimentary warranty maintenance. Actually, it's maintenance, 1-year maintenance. And they also have the lifetime complimentary warranty on all new Nissans. So they're going to take care of you from sale to service down there in Herculaneum. Tell them Stalter sent you, and check them out online at AutoCentersNissan.com.
I've said it before, I'll say it again. Cardinal fans need to just completely stay out of making fantasy trades. I've been seeing tons and tons of little Cardinals should trade 2 of their big prospects or 3 of their big prospects for Erick Fedde. Cardinals should trade their big-time prospects for another middle-of-the-rotation guy. Cardinals could trade Cooper Jerpy for Tyler Anderson. Just stop.
All right, that was Pudge who left us a mic drop. We appreciate it. If you want to, no, not Pudge Rodriguez. It's funny. Carey said the exact same thing.
He's a fan of the show.
He is.
Yeah. Well, this Pudge is, and we appreciate it. So if you,
what? I'm looking at you.
Don't do that. It's against the rules.
Come on, man.
That's why he got confused. He's like, why are you staring at me? You know that's against rule number 3, Jamie. We talked about it.
I know. I got caught up in the moment.
You got excited. Oh, I'm sorry.
Thank you.
I actually wanted to hear what he had to say.
So Pudge left us a mic drop. You can do so as well. It's the Fast Lane on 101 at ESPN. We're taking mic drops throughout the course of the show today, not just on your thoughts of the trade. And if you're just joining us, you had Erick Fedde and Tommy Pham in a deal from the White Sox. Cardinals acquire Fedde, the starting pitcher from the White Sox, and, of course, old friend Tommy Pham, who will help against left-handed pitching. In the deal, the Dodgers acquired Tommy Edman from the Cardinals, and they also acquired Michael Kopech from the White Sox. And then to complete the deal, the White Sox acquired Miguel Vargas and I think 3 prospects from the Dodgers. So essentially, from the Cardinals standpoint, they traded Tommy Edman for Erick Fedde and Tommy Pham. That's how the trade boils down, even though the White Sox, and there's 3 teams involved. So if you want to leave us a mic drop, just tell us what your thoughts are. Love to hear them. I'm surprised. I thought that maybe they get a low-end rental starter as well as a reliever, and then they call it a day. That I thought would be what the Cardinals would do. Instead, you acquired a guy this season that has been one of the best pitchers in baseball. Now, will they get this version of Erick Fedde for the next year and a half? You hope so. There was a time where Erick Fedde really struggled. He was with Washington for 5 or 6 years, and he had over a 5 ERA. But apparently he figured something out. He added a slider in the KBO last year, won like 20 games in the KBO, signed a 2-year deal with the White Sox, and the White Sox were able to parlay Erick Fedde into some prospects from the Dodgers. It's kind of a deal that works out for everybody, quite frankly. But I'm surprised, and I think Mo deserves a lot of credit for this. He was able to acquire a cost-controlled starter who is pitching incredibly well in a deal that also netted you Tommy Pham, who is that right-handed bat that's going to provide some power and some production against left-handed pitching. I like the deal for the Cardinals all the way around, and it surprises me that he got it done. Yeah. I had my doubts.
No, I like it as well. I mean, it's the concern, obviously, as you said, Fedde didn't do really well when he was with the Nationals, and so had to take a leave of absence and go overseas to figure some things out, and came back and has been performing really well. I agree with you. Which version continues to be? Is it this version right now, or is it the version that had to have him sent to play elsewhere? Sure. So that's going to be a question. But I think adding to this rotation is going to help, because we've seen even Sonny Gray, his last start. You talked about the start before this one was uneven. The last one was, it leaves you have a lead, and to lose that game in the manner in which they did is a little bit frustrating. So for me, there are some questions about the rotation, and that was some questions we asked earlier. They were so good to begin the season. Is that going to be sustainable throughout the entire season? We're starting to see maybe not, and that's going to be lead to some problems. So adding another pitcher is going to help this rotation hopefully win some more games.
And I think what we found out here, too, is that the Cardinals are in playoff mode. Like, if there was ever any doubt before about John Mozeliak and the Cardinals of what their ultimate goal is for this year, the goal is to make the playoffs.
Yeah.
You went and got the starter you needed, and you got the right-handed bat all in one swoop, and you gave up a really good player in Tommy Edman. Mm-hmm. But you still only gave up Tommy Edman for 2 of those guys.
Right.
And then who knows what else is on the horizon. I think you're right. I think that reliever, something for the bullpen, is going to be coming up soon. I'm reading around here that Dylan Carlson, there's a lot of talks surrounding his name right now, teams that have been inquiring as to what the price tag might be for that, or whatever the case. But I think the biggest thing is John Mozeliak clarified things for me now, and they're buyers. They bought at least 2 pieces here at the deadline, and they didn't just get rid of like some fluff things, and they didn't. It's not the J. Happ, John Lester year where we thought, what are we doing here?
Right.
This is like, I went and got a really good pitcher from this year, and I got a guy who's got the potential to hit left-handed pitching very, very well.
Put it this way. The White Sox received, I'm sure, a ton of calls about Erick Fedde. We had the conversation, I think, last week or the week prior about the Braves, the Astros, the Dodgers, the Yankees wanting pitching at the deadline. A lot of teams called the White Sox for Erick Fedde, and the Cardinals were the one to orchestrate the trade. So good on Mo. He's doing his job. How about we say that? He's doing his job. This is what he's there for. Provide a boost to this clubhouse. He improved the pitching staff, and he added another bat that will be good against lefties. So overall, I like the trade. You guys like the trade.
Yes.
What do you think? Leave us a mic drop, and we'll continue to play those mic drops throughout the course of the show. But we do have the lineup.
Oh, baby.
Lineup's out, so we will play the lineup game next on 101 ESPN. Your time check is brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler with Carey Davis, Andrew Marsh, Jamie Rivers, Anthony Stalter. The Cardinals are back in action again tonight. They'll take on the Texas Rangers. Nathan Eovaldi against Andre Palante in what could be Andre Palante's last start before shifting to the pen.
Oh, stop.
We'll have to talk about that
pitcher
too.
over the last 5 starts.
I understand that.
What are we doing?
I understand that. Shouldn't be him, but
No. We'll
Get
see.
somebody else to do it.
all right. Nathan Eovaldi, a right-handed pitcher for the Texas Rangers.
He's a Cardinal? No.
Not anymore.
Hey, would have been nice, but Cardinals still did very well here at the deadline.
Yep. I don't see it changing from Mason.
Got another day? Make another move, Jamie?
Maybe.
Okay, maybe not.
Go ahead, Carey.
Go ahead.
Show us Mason win.
I'm watching the Futures game and this thing's all over Instagram. It's like, this guy threw a ball 100 across it. That's awesome. But like, how many throwing errors does he have?
Shut up!
Does Burley end up back here in the 2-hole?
I think so.
RHP? I think so too.
Do it.
Show us. Alec Burleson.
Kind of closed my eyes and swung at it and did what I wanted to do.
Burley to the rescue!
Contreras?
I think so.
Show us Wilson Contreras.
DH.
No.
Adjustment. Check.
This has been Donovan.
No.
I think it's
Goldie
Goldie.
and Arenado have been in this.
I think it's Goldie.
I think it's Goldie
Arenado,
too.
Donovan.
Goldie hit 2 dingers over the
Yep.
weekend.
He's heating up.
He's back, baby.
Go for it.
Show us that Goldie.
What a shame.
Yeah, it is. Whatever, Janet.
Don't point at me.
It's got to be Arenado.
You want to do? Show us. You want to do it? You don't want to.
No, you know who I said.
Nolan Arenado.
No.
All right, have at it.
Go ahead.
Show us Brendan Donovan.
Donnie.
Oh, my God.
Hey, this headband's pretty cool.
Arenado and Goldie hit in the 4-hole 2 different games.
So did Donovan.
Whatever.
So who is this?
This is Goldie.
Yeah,
I think it's Goldie, then Arenado.
I agree.
Show us Paul Goldschmidt.
You are so wrong.
Okay, Goldie's got the day off.
So this would be Arenado.
Sure.
Do we think Goldie has the day off, or is he batting 7th again after hitting 2 home runs on the weekend?
I don't think he has the day off.
Okay.
He's not batting
Like
fifth.
this is go time now. Thank you, Carey.
No problem.
This is go time now. So
You go ahead.
All right.
Mr. Guy.
show us Nolan Arenado.
He's a Gold Glove winner and perennial All-Star.
Oh, listen to Mr. Gold Glove over here.
Come on. So is this Goldie? And then Newt?
It hasn't been Arenado Goldie, right? Old Goldie has been 7th when
Goldie's
he
been
has
7th.
hit later in the
Gorman?
lineup.
Does Gorman get back in here against a right-handed
I think
pitcher?
you keep Gorman at 8. I wouldn't.
Gorman didn't play last game.
Yeah, keep him. Let him.
So it's either Goldie, Newt. I agree. I don't think it's Gorman.
I don't either.
So it's either those 2 guys, Goldie or Newt. I can't see anybody else.
Paul Goldschmidt?
Yeah, go for it.
Show us Paul Goldschmidt.
You're wrong.
Show us Lars Taylor Tatsui Newpar.
What makes you think she's a witch? Well, she turned me into a newt. A newt. Got better.
So if Goldie's in the lineup, it's here.
Go!
Show us Paul Goldschmidt.
Gold!
There we go.
Rich with gold.
Is this Gorman?
This is Gorman.
Okay. Show us the popcorn guy.
What the H is wrong with you guys?
Wow. Okay, so this is Pajes.
Okay.
I think this is a DH game for Contreras then.
All right.
Don't you think? Then
Yeah.
Ciani?
Yeah, Pa is going for what, 15?
Yeah.
15 straight?
Sure.
Show us Petey Pages. Oh, wow.
He didn't even play a sounder. He just
Marcia, that was kind of
gave you a
rude.
buzzer.
A little bit rude.
All right.
And you looked away. Like, that was a little stank for
Who's
no reason
here?
at all.
What are we missing?
All right, we're missing a lot here.
First base. Goldie is DH.
Well, this isn't Gorman, so Donovan's at second. Right?
Carlson, they got to showcase him.
No.
I don't know. Tommy Pham?
I was thinking, like, is he
Right
here? Is he
field.
ready
He
to
might
go?
be.
Yeah, just drove
Burleson.
down this morning.
Okay, so if Newt's in right, are we thinking Ciani's in?
I still think Ciani's batting 9th.
Ciani's batting 9th
Yeah.
and playing center. So
So Wilson is catching.
if
Yeah.
Burleson is not the DH.
Matt Carpenter?
It's Matt Carpenter. Matt Carpenter would be the DH. Burleson would be in left field, and then Siani in center.
There you go.
Because we're missing either a left fielder or a DH. And it's either Carlson or Carpenter.
It's probably Carpenter.
Show us Matt Carpenter.
Behalf of the veterans and new leadership.
Salsa, where's the salsa? No salsa.
Now it's Michael Siani.
Yes.
I think it is, yes.
Yeah.
Show us Michael Siani.
Michael.
You're not Michael Phelps. You're Michael Cera.
All right, run that, Marsh. That was rough.
All right, leading off, your shortstop, Mason Wynn, batting second in left field. Alec Burleson, batting third, catching Wilson Contreras. Your cleanup hitter, second baseman, Brendan Donovan, batting fifth, third baseman, batting sixth in right field, Lars Taylor Tatsui Newtbar, batting seventh, first baseman, Paul Goldschmidt. Your DH, batting eighth, Matt Carpenter, and batting ninth in center field, Michael Siani.
Back. Stay fair. Go fair. I don't believe what I just saw. Home run.
All right, so Jamie and Carey hit on Friday, correct?
Yeah, goal
Nice work, boys.
Mason.
So, Carey, you're catching up.
I'm trying.
He's trying.
What do you
got, Marsh?
All right, so this is our leaderboard. Jamie now has 16 points, still in first place. I'm right behind him. I have 14 in second, and you two, Carey, Anthony, you're tied with 8 points.
All right.
This feels terrible now.
That's great.
Okay, this is going to probably surprise you guys. Alec Burleson.
I knew it.
For me. It's a value play, Carey. One, he's hit a lot of home runs. Two, he's worth 2 points.
Yeah, it is.
Man. Give me, I think this guy stays hot. Give me Paul Goldschmidt.
He is. He's hitting it, man.
I just caught up. You go ahead,
me?
sir.
Okay.
Sure. Just don't pick my guy. I'm going to be mad.
Wilson Contreras.
I wouldn't go with him.
Okay. Well, good. Now I feel good.
Yeah, all right.
I feel better.
He's going with Mason Wynn.
I'm torn between Donnie and Carp. Give me Brendan Donovan. Got out of his slump a couple days ago. Well, yesterday.
It's a good value play.
There you go. He's a 2-pointer or a 3-pointer?
He must be a 3.
Is he a 3-pointer?
We have it.
I feel like he has to be a 3-pointer.
Somewhere.
I picked him earlier in the season, and I believe it was 3.
He is a 3-pointer.
All right.
Yep.
Oh, that's right. I had one. He hit one for me at Rickwood Field that night. Got me 3. All right, it's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. Let's do our Sports Six-Pack next. So if you got any sort of questions regarding the trade deadline, the Cardinals, what they could do next, any questions that we really haven't talked about with the Erick Fedde deal, and if you're just joining us, and we understand this is kind of one of those shows where we're going to repeat ourselves a lot. You got new listeners coming in and out. But the Cardinals acquired Erick Fedde and Tommy Pham from the White Sox in exchange for Tommy Edman. But Tommy Edman goes to the Dodgers. The Dodgers acquired Edman and Michael Kopech from the White Sox and sent the White Sox Miguel Vargas and 3 prospects. So essentially the deal, despite it being a 3-team deal, Erick Fedde and Tommy Pham for Tommy Edman. So really good deal. We like it. If you got thoughts, send them in. And if you got questions, Sports Six-Pack is next. 314-399-9646. Again, Sports Six-Pack next in the Fast Lane.
It's time for the Fast Lane to answer your sports questions.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions, and I want to have them answered immediately.
Asking me all these weird questions.
Answer the question.
Answer the question.
Answer me!
The Sports Six-Pack is now.
Before we get into your questions via the Air Comfort Service text line, 314-399-9646 for the Sports Six-Pack, Derek Gould is reporting, in addition to Tommy Edman, the Cardinals are also including a low-level minor league player in this deal, according to his source. The deal is still being finalized, but he wanted to make sure that it's not just Edman that the Cardinals are giving up. They're also giving up a low-level minor leaguer. All right, question one, please.
Question number one.
All right, we get a question from the 314. If the Cardinals add another high-leverage arm before the deadline, are they now the team best equipped to win the National League Central?
Yeah, they are. I don't know if they're going to play that way, but if we're going to do the on-paper game, then yes. Milwaukee hasn't done anything. Imagine if Milwaukee...
I don't think Milwaukee will do anything.
Imagine if Milwaukee added Erick Fedde and Tommy Pham. What would you be talking about right now?
Well, it would be like, yeah.
I think based on what based on the Cardinals' activity and the inactivity for Milwaukee, I would say that the Cardinals are in good shape. Now, you do have to consider that the Brewers just activated local product Devin Williams. So they're getting back their closer at the most, inopportune time for the Cardinals. So that you got to kind of factor that in, and the Cardinals are still,
trade him.
They might. They traded Josh Hader with a year and a half left to control. Devin Williams, I think, has a year and a half left to control.
I think it's weird but I get a feeling that the Brewers could be sellers. Like it's such a Brewer. It's a Brewer thing to do.
Like a combo seller slash buyer,
buying some cheaper parts.
Right. Making it work.
I don't know. I've got a weird feeling about it.
The Cubs sort of did the same thing. They got Paredes. Even though you would think that he would be a guy that would go to a team that's trying to win right now.
I don't understand that move for the Cubs. I'm not being critical of it. I can't make sense of it. So they acquired Isaac Paredes from Tampa and gave up Christopher Morel and other prospects. I don't understand that one. Outside of the fact that Morel has been inconsistent, and Paredes is more of a, he's still a young guy, and he's more of a consistent. But I just didn't understand that move.
Probably to help the offense now, and plus you have him for next season as well. So
yeah,
just a move that would essentially be for next year, and you'll see what you get out of him for the remainder of the season. That's the only reason why I think they did it.
Paredes is a good player.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like that the Cardinals acquired him. Jake in the snake pit goes, when I was talking about Devin Williams coming off the 60-day IL, Jake goes, it's like a trade.
It is.
I see you, Jake.
It's a high-end trade.
Very high-end trade.
To be fair, to Milwaukee, the Cardinals are still 6 games back. But I like the moves. They got some time here to catch up, but they got to start playing better.
Question number 2.
From the 314, and I believe we did talk about this earlier in the show, but are we going to talk about ownership's statement to not increase payroll despite previously committing to do so?
Yeah, I think that was Ryan from the Snake Pit, right? Ryan's been talking about this in the Snake Pit today, talking about, hey, you guys keep ignoring that the John Denton report that the Cardinals ownership told the front office that they will not be taking on significant salary in trades over the next couple of years. Jake, you're not going to, or Ryan, Ryan, you're not going to like my answer on this. But if ownership says to you, we're not going to take on significant salary, it's still not an excuse not to get as creative as possible when it comes to building your roster. Salary can't be the end-all, be-all. I understand that theoretically, if you're able to spend more, you're able to acquire more talent, your roster is going to be better. Milwaukee has done it for years now, where they have not added salary. In fact, they have shed salary and somehow have still stayed competitive. The Tampa Bay Rays, up until this year, were a consistent playoff team, despite never adding salary. You still have to be good at understanding where your talent's coming from, developing that talent, and then adding pieces at a cost control level. I'm sorry, you can't just say the front office, you're off the hook now because you're not willing to spend.
I think both can be true.
Sure.
I think there is a part that will say, well, if you're unable to go out and obtain those high valued free agents or via trade, it's harder to win. Like it's very difficult to shop in the bargain bin and get guys that are cost controlled and just good enough and still say, yeah, we're going to compete with the Los Angeles Dodgers or we're going to compete with the Philadelphia Phillies. Like that's a difficult task. So I agree to a degree. I agree with Ryan because it's frustrating for Cardinal fans and for any fans of a franchise when you're being told, hey, we're not going to spend X amount of dollars, so quit asking. Don't worry about it. It ain't gonna happen. I think that's a little bit frustrating.
And Ryan clapped back, and you're right, Ryan. He says, how many World Series do they have, Stalter? With about 9 question marks. Yeah, you're right. I've got no rebuttal to that. The Rays do not have any World Series rings, and neither does Milwaukee. Milwaukee has also kicked your ass the last couple of years with a lower payroll. There are ways to build your roster up where you
But is it a way to win a championship?
You know what? Here's the other thing, too, I'm going to add. I don't like when the Cardinals do spend money.
Why not?
Because I think they get the wrong players. I think, quite frankly, when they're spending in that $70 to $85 million range, they often miss. Mike Leake, total miss. Dexter Fowler, a pretty good miss. Sonny Gray has been good, but we'll see. They had what was the Matt Carpenter extension?
How about the Miles Michaelis extension?
That has been up and down, right? You're never going to be in the Phillies bracket. You're never going to be in the Dodgers bracket. So I understand the component of why don't you spend more to make sure your roster is better.
Yeah, spend it on the right people.
Exactly.
But
if your budget is going to be $70 to $85 million for your top free agents.
But here's my pushback on that. People get paid based off of what they did previous years, right? So if you sign a Marcell Ozuna, it's based on his track record. He's done a fantastic job.
Yeah.
You sign him and he doesn't perform well here. Is that my fault? It's not my fault that he isn't performing well because guess what? He's performing well now.
It is your fault.
But it's not.
You have your resources, right? You have X amount of resources, prospects, and money.
But there's no way to know when this player is going to start to stink for a 2-year period and then start to play better for the next 2 to 3 years after that. I can't figure that out. Like there's no way for me to say, okay, Marcell Ozuna is a guy that I wanted to trade for. We needed that bat. We got him here. He didn't play to the level of expectancy, and so now we're going to move on from him. And guess what? Now he is playing to that level. That's not on ownership or on the front office. That's on the player. Like that player didn't perform to the level of the contract that we paid him. Same thing with Mike Leake. Like you paid him based off of what he did, how he performed prior to getting here. If that player doesn't perform, I don't know how you can blame the front office for that because the expectation is I hired you to do a job based off of the job you've already done. And if you're not doing that job, I can't blame front office for that. I look at the player and say that guy didn't do his job well enough. Dexter Fowler, same thing. Like it's based off of what they've already done. It's off of a track record.
Exactly.
So if Jordan Love just got paid over the weekend, if he goes out and stinks it up, well, that's on the Packers because they only got 9 games. But if you go off of Tua and he goes out and stinks it up, that's not the Dolphins' fault. Like, that's the player not performing to the level that he has performed in the past.
You're still soaking up your resources.
But you have
and
to.
missing.
You have to. In certain instances, you have to go and get that player, right? Because that's what's needed at that time. You didn't need pitching at the time. You needed a bat. We go get a bat. We're going to get rid of pitching. Oh, crap. Now we need pitching.
Right.
And so you're stuck. But again, I think it's always on that player to perform at the level that they're paid to do.
But that's a trade, right? If we're talking about free agents,
I think it's the same thing, though.
You're paying a lot of times. You are paying for. You just said it. You're paying for past performances, right?
Correct.
And how many times does a free agent, outside of when it's a Bryce Harper and he's 26, or Manny Machado when he's 26, and it's just they reach free agency early. How much does it really? How many times does it actually work out? Yet every single offseason, we get all hot and bothered because the Cardinals aren't spending big on 30, 31, 32-year-old players.
I don't think you should pay that money for guys that are past 31, 32
In
years old
baseball,
because it's
free
going
agencies,
to.
that's typically 31, 32.
But you could also say that maybe that shifted because you saw Blake Snell and Jordan Montgomery have to wait the entire offseason to find a job. So maybe that's starting to correct itself as well. Like maybe they're saying, the 31, 32, I'm not going to give that guy an 8-year contract because by the time he's 36, 37 years old, what am I paying for?
Yeah.
So maybe you saw that start. Maybe you're starting to see that correct itself as well.
I'll just say this. I don't think spending equates to winning like some people do. I think the majority of teams that have sustained winning, it becomes drafting and developing and then adding when you need to. I think some people put the cart before the horse because it makes them feel better. I know that player. I want my team to sign that player, and therefore we will be better. But there's a long history in any sport you look at that drafting and developing is the key.
I agree.
Then adding.
I agree with that.
And I think free agency winds up being fool's gold. That's all. That's just my opinion, though. Go ahead, Marshall.
Shohei Ohtani.
Shohei's a freak of nature.
Yeah, he's a.
And it costs you $500 million.
You pay for it.
Yeah.
Question number 3.
From the 636, what do you think the price tag would be to land a high-end reliever? Do you think Dylan Carlson would be enough to headline a package?
Yes. If I'm a team that has a reliever that the Cardinals want, I think Dylan Carlson, I would roll the dice on that. Relievers they should be the most expendable. Whoever's having a good year, they're having, maybe they're making a decent amount of money too. Bullpen pieces are extremely volatile. So roll the dice on it. If I'm a team, say, hey, Dylan Carlson, we'll give him a bunch of playing time. And if it only costs us a reliever, I'm good with that. I'm just looking at Ryan's here. No, but you had a chance to bring in Cease. Could you have not? There are other ways, but ownership. Hey, Ryan, you could do this with anybody. Could they have acquired Dylan Cease? Yeah. Could they have acquired Juan Soto? Yeah. I have no idea what those trade talks were. I have no idea. We could do this with any stud free agent. You could have acquired Jordan Montgomery too. You could have got him back, and we'd all be complaining. I mean, we could play both games on this. All right, do you want to carry this over, Marsh? Let's carry it over. More Sports Six Pack next on 101 ESPN.
All right, guys, listen up out there. Driving around right now, you're sitting at home, listen to the radio, listen to us, and maybe recently you've started to feel tired. Maybe some of that weight isn't leaving like it used to. Maybe you're irritable. All of these can be signs of low testosterone. And Anthony, as you know, there's not a certain age where it happens. It could be any age, but it is inevitable that men will experience low testosterone.
And like you said, it starts to hit you in various ways, right? You start to feel like you don't have energy, so maybe you correct your sleep schedule, but it still doesn't work. Maybe you're like, okay, I get back in the gym, but you're not motivated, right? Maybe you start to spend a lot of money on, they got great supplements out there, but sometimes you could be chasing your tail, spending too much money on ineffective products. So why don't you do something that actually works? Go down to Mentality, 2 different locations, Chesterfield and South County. Do what Jamie and I did. Sit down with their board-certified experts, talk to them about what you're experiencing. They'll run the blood panel for you. If you are low on testosterone, like Jamie and I were, they'll set you up with a program that's going to be effective.
Yeah, and it's really easy. Just stop in and say hi to them. A great group of people over there. But if you can't get there in person, you can always check out more online by visiting lowtusa.com. Again, that's lowtusa.com. Mentality.
101 ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling. The trade is official. The Cardinals have acquired Erick Fedde and Tommy Pham in a 3-team trade with the Chicago White Sox and Los Angeles Dodgers. Tommy Edman and minor league right-handed pitcher Oliver Gonzalez have been traded to the Dodgers. The Cardinals will also receive a player to be named later from the Dodgers and cash considerations from the White Sox to make room on the 40-player roster. Catcher Nick Raposo has been designated for assignment. The Cards are one game back in the final, or for that final wild card spot, and they'll take on the Texas Rangers tonight. Andre Palante on the mound, going up against Nathan Eovaldi. First pitch is at 6:45. We have part 2 of our Sports Six-Pack coming up next, so get those questions into the Air Comfort Service text line, 314-399-9646. Part 2 of the Sports Six-Pack coming up next. I'm Andrew Marsh, and the Sports Center update is brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling, an independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
It's time for the Fast Lane to answer your sports questions.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions, and I want to have them answered immediately.
Asking me all these weird questions.
Answer the question.
Answer the question.
Answer me!
The Sports Six-Pack is now.
It's Fast Lane on 101 ESPN with Andrew Marsh, Carey Davis, and Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter. We're going to continue our Sports Six-Pack.
Question number 4.
This question comes from the 217. Tommy Pham reportedly did not want to be traded to certain teams, but the Cardinals were fine. What do you guys make of 2 guys, Lance Lynn and Tommy Pham, seemingly having bad exits here, but being fine returning?
Means that they liked it here. Ultimately, I mean, the bad exit for Tommy Pham, I don't know if it was the player that was upset with the team or the team just decided to move on. I forget all the circumstances around when the Cardinals moved on from Tommy Pham, but I read a piece earlier today, right as I got here, that outlined how Tommy Pham had been wanting to be a Cardinal in the offseason and was even like throwing it out there openly down in spring training, like before the spring training hit, that he'd be open to signing or coming back. And so I imagine that if the White Sox said, hey, by the way, we're thinking about trading with the Cardinals, apparently he was going to be just fine with that. And I like that. I think it's good. Guys want to come back here. Maybe Tommy Pham feels like he's got unfinished business too as a Cardinal, because he went off to play several teams after that. But, the grass wasn't always greener for him. He's had some ups and downs, and, he's had some ups and downs on and off the field, too, as well. But I think he can be a very valuable piece to the Cardinals. I think he's going to bring energy and passion. He's certainly a competitive individual. And if he's swinging the bat the right way, he can do damage, man.
Yeah, motivated Tommy Pham is always good. I think this organization is still very, very well respected. And I think what, Jamie, you just said there at the end about you get to other spots, maybe you don't love the way that other teams operate, and you start to appreciate where you were before. I think it's kind of interesting that Lance Lynn and Tommy Pham at one point were White Sox. Like Lynn was a White Sox, Tommy Pham was a White Sox. Maybe you start to realize, hey, Cardinals.
Grass ain't greener.
Yeah, Cardinals are a very good organization. They're both older players. Tommy Pham's now 36. You say to yourself, okay, I'm good with it. They want to win. So do I. Wound up right back where he started.
Question number 5.
Interesting question from the 314. Why would Los Angeles make this deal?
So I kind of explained this before. In my opinion, without actually being obviously in LA's front office, they have wanted to replace or find the next Chris Taylor. Chris Taylor was their movable chess piece, the guy that they could play in the outfield, the infield. They could fill in at spots based on the matchups, and he could fill in anywhere. Guy that is, slightly above league average hitter, but a very good defender and a movable chess piece. And Chris Taylor just hasn't hit well over the last 2 years or so. So I think that's what they're going for. Somebody that would be cost controlled, not going to break the bank. They have their stars. They have guys that can, hit up and down their lineup. Why don't you bring in somebody that can fill in that Chris Taylor role? And that's Tommy Edman.
And also, you got Mookie Betts hurt. You got Miguel Rojas also injured. Like Tommy Edman can fill multiple roles. Like you said, he's able to play. He's an infielder that can play outfield. He can do all of the things, and you can plug and play him and not miss a beat. I do think it's interesting though that they were willing to give up that many prospects. It feels like for Tommy Pham. I'm going to do that all day.
That's right.
Tommy Edman. Just two Tommies getting traded on the same day is going to be difficult. For Tommy Edman, that's going to be an interesting thing to see if there's anything else coming back towards the Dodgers. I don't know.
Yeah. I'm just glad that the Cardinals, outside of a low-level prospect, they didn't give up prospects. That was my concern with Erick Fedde. I thought that the White Sox were going to be able to create enough of a market for Erick Fedde that they could command some decent prospects. That was my fear anytime Fedde was connected to the Cardinals. What were they going to have to give up? I'm not talking about giving up like Jordan Walker, but something of significance that was going to hurt. Tommy Edman's a good player, but they dealt from a stack of cards that they have in an abundance of. They had enough Tommy Edmans within the organization. So I'm good with it.
I did see a lot of rumblings on Twitter, probably from Cardinal fans, doing all these different trade exercises or whatever. Erick Fedde for Jordan Walker. And if that were to happen, I would have been extremely upset.
That would have been brutal.
Extremely upset.
That would have been brutal.
So glad that did not happen.
And I do not think they would have done that.
Not for Erick Fedde.
Yeah. No.
Question number 6.
Lots of Cardinal questions coming our way. We got a hockey question from the 636. Hey, Jamie, what did you think of the Minnesota Wild signing Brock Faber? 8.5 by 8 years. Please tell me people stop pooping on Colton Parayko's deal. OMG, great show as always. Great derby, too.
Thank you. Hey. Thanks for showing up, too.
Yeah, thanks
for being there.
That Faber deal is great for the Minnesota Wild. I mean, it's great for the player, too. He's going to, $65 million or whatever the heck it ends up being. But this guy was, a rock star for that Minnesota Wild team. He could have been arguably Rookie of the Year. And quite honestly, I felt like he had a better year overall, specifically because of the position he plays, too, than Connor Bedard. But the hype outweighed, apparently, the actual play on the ice when it came to the Rookie of the Year trophy. I think it's a fantastic deal for the Wild. I think that 4 years from now, that's going to be an easy price tag for them. And as far as the Colton Parayko thing is considered, I'm going to just maintain that Colton Parayko's deal at $6.5 million is a fantastic deal for the St. Louis Blues. Colton Parayko, his defensive game is much higher than Faber, but Faber's offensive game it's on the levels of being elite. And this kid is going to be a really good defenseman for a really long time.
I know this isn't a part of the question, but Jimmy Snuggerud has mentioned talking to Brock Faber, and Faber stayed, went to Minnesota, and then went to Minnesota, the Wild. But, could you see something similar for Jimmy Snuggerud where he takes that extra year at Minnesota, great program, and then comes in and has somewhat of a similar, I know they're two different positions, but...
if Jimmy Snuggerud has a similar season what Brock Faber had last year...
In terms of, production at his position.
That's amazing. Do I think that might happen? I don't know. I think Faber is one of those players that is upper level,
right.
And his ceiling is still even higher than what he was able to do last year. Just imagine it was his first year. Imagine this guy 4 or 5 years into the NHL, what he's going to look like as a player. But yeah, you're right. Maybe Jimmy Snuggerud goes back, gets a little bit stronger, works on a few things, comes back, and he's more NHL ready than he was before. Gets an opportunity, scores a few goals, and then just never looks back. He becomes the offensive guy that you thought he would be. All of that's quite possible.
All right, that's your Sports Six-Pack here in the Fast Lane on 101 at ESPN. More of your mic drops to come on the trade deadline. We'll also give you kind of an update, too, on what we're hearing when it comes to the overall Major League Baseball trade deadline, which is tomorrow. It's going to be tomorrow, wraps up tomorrow, so the Cardinals still have opportunities to add if they're looking for a reliever. That could be coming at some point. But more of your mic drops. plus an update on the trade deadline next on 101 ESPN.
This trade that was made today kind of reminds me of how we got rid of Bader and got Montgomery a couple seasons ago. It's definitely a well-liked player we like in Tommy Edman, just like Harrison Bader, but it's definitely the right move that needs to be done. So I think of that trade done today as the one in 2022 with Bader and Montgomery, except we added Tommy Pham.
So that was Tristan. Kind of an interesting mic drop there. I like the prediction that he made. He said that this feels similar to the one involving Jordan Montgomery to the Yankees, in which they gave up Harrison Bader. And yeah, there's a lot of similarities there.
Yeah, injured player, center fielder,
and you get a pitcher back. Somebody that had kind of become expendable, and you got a pitcher back. And Jamie, that's one of the keys here. You got a pitcher, and you got a pitcher that is having an outstanding season. I don't know what the guy's going to be down the stretch. I don't know what he's going to be next year. But they got Erick Fedde, one of the top pitchers. If we're just going to say for 2024, they have a guy that has ranked as one of the better pitchers in Major League Baseball. Don't go back. Don't look forward. If you're just talking about right now in this vacuum, they acquired one of the best pitchers in baseball this season for a bad team too. Yeah. This guy's got no motivation in terms of winning from start to start. Somebody that wanted to prove himself again after going to the KBO last year. I think it's a really good deal. I was nervous when I was talking about Erick Fedde, and I kept saying no. I thought they're going to have to give up some multiple prospects that was going to hurt you. Tommy Edman's a good player. I don't think Tommy Edman is irreplaceable. In fact, I think you've already seen that he's been expendable this season.
Yeah. Well, we were already puzzled as to how you're going to find a spot for Tommy Edman to play.
Right.
And we even now we're not inside the clubhouse. I don't know what their plans were. But at one point, we talked about Tommy Edman just being that super utility guy again. Yeah. Just bounce him around all over the place just to find him reps because this is your guy, And I think it's very telling to me of how much the Cardinals, John Mozeliak especially, how much he wants to make the playoffs. Because let's go back a year. John Mozeliak said that Tommy Edman's one of our core players. Mm-hmm. Goldie, Arenado, Tommy Edman, like one of the core guys.
Yeah.
And now he's traded. Now, of course, the injury may have derailed that a little bit. The emergence of Michael Ciani, who nobody saw that coming. Yep. Maybe Mo did. Maybe this is why they did this. Like, we don't ever give them credit. We think, Mo just picked up this guy that's no name, and holy crap, he worked out. And Mo's just as surprised as us. No, what if the Cardinal scouting staff saw this and said, hey, let's get that guy. Mm-hmm. He's got something there. And now, obviously, he's an elite defensive center fielder, and the bat's starting to make a little bit of noise. Just getting on base. The bat is playing way better now than it did at the start of the season for Michael Ciani. So I look at this deal that Mo was able to trade from a position of power because he had plenty of Tommy Edman-esque type players. But, I'm just sitting here wondering, who got fleeced in this? Because all indications for me is that the White Sox got fleeced in this. Because they're talking about the prospects are fine, but they are Dodgers prospects. So how much weight does that carry? Does it? Does it not? I think it does.
Well, I think it does, and I'll tell you why. So let's just, and I don't know what the numbers are in terms of the prospects. Mm-hmm. So if the White Sox got the Dodgers' 10th best prospect or 8th best prospect, and another team acquires, the 4th best prospect. The 4th best prospect for that organization may be the 22nd best prospect in the Dodgers organization. We don't know.
Yeah.
If I'm the White Sox, I want to deal with the Dodgers. I want to deal with an organization that has developed and drafted as well as any team in Major League Baseball. So I don't think anybody, to answer your question, and we obviously won't know for a while, I don't think anybody got fleeced. I think the Dodgers got Kopech and Tommy Edman. They filled 2 needs. Erick Fedde was signed to a 2-year deal. Nobody wanted. Think about that. Nobody wanted him. Cardinals could have had him coming back from the KBO. Nobody wanted him. The White Sox signed him, and they signed Tommy Pham and flipped them for prospects. This is what bad teams should do. You should acquire veterans in the offseason, and if they pan out, flip them at the deadline. So I think the White Sox made out well.
They got the 17th, 23rd, and 26th prospects off the Dodgers.
Those guys might be the 4th and 5th best prospects in other organizations. I don't know. I don't know how. I don't. Obviously, I don't have intimate details on every farm system.
They're not in the top 100 prospects. So
okay.
Hey.
For 2 guys that they signed in the offseason.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty good. The Dodgers might be the ones that's most vulnerable.
Well, Tommy Edman's a wild card.
Exactly.
What's he going to be like when he comes back? And is he actually healthy? He had a couple of different things going on. He had the wrist, and he had the ankle, and so who knows?
He should be fine. It's my assessment.
Okay. I hope he is. I don't want him to stay injured.
So some updates here. By the way, Noah Miller, not a part of the 3-way trade
Oh, is he not?
For the Dodgers, yeah.
They took him off?
Apparently,
they said not today.
He was one of the players that was first mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
It's not him. It's Miguel Vargas, who's already up, Alexander Albertus, and Joel Perez.
Yeah.
That's who the White Sox are acquiring from the Dodgers. The Dodgers get Tommy Edman and Michael Kopech. Cardinals obviously get Erick Fedde and Tommy Pham. And then the Cardinals also gave up a low-level prospect. The Mariners are acquiring Justin Turner from the Blue Jays. So they continue to acquire bats after getting Randy Arozarena. And I saw somebody in the Snake Pit. I haven't seen it yet, but somebody in the Snake Pit says the Yankees are acquiring Jack Flaherty.
I saw a texter text that in, too.
Yeah. He was scratched from his start. We knew
I don't
that.
think he's been traded yet. But they said the Yankees are in extensive talks to acquire Jack Flaherty.
Interesting.
And all three of those Dodgers prospects, well, now two, they're all in single A. So they are young players, probably with a high ceiling.
They're in low A, and the one guy was a prospect, 22nd prospect?
Yeah. Jarrell Perez is 17. He's in single A.
He's 17, okay.
And Alexander Albertus, they're both single A.
Interesting. So. And Oliver Gonzalez was the prospect the Cardinals gave up.
It's Albertus all the way, Anthony.
Albertus all the way. That's right. Yeah.
How do you think the Cardinals stack up against all these other trades that have been made? Not only like today, but last week as well. We touched on Zach Eflin going to the Orioles.
Mm-hmm.
All the different trades. How do the Cardinals stack up against all of those?
I think one of the best. Mm-hmm. Really, you got a need. You got somebody that was pitching well, and you added Tommy Pham. You killed two birds with one stone. The Yankees
trying to kill the two birds, Anthony.
It's just
they were sick.
On the bat.
They were. Thank you, Jamie. No. These
are
healthy
birds on the bat.
Those are healthy birds.
Okay, just make sure.
Right.
Kill birds.
But no, you look at the other moves like Randy Arozarena to Seattle. I thought that was a good trade for Seattle, but Arozarena is only just starting to come about again. Jazz Chisholm to the Yankees. The Yankees desperately needed a bat, so good on them for acquiring Jazz Chisholm.
I saw that they might want him play third base.
Yes.
Yeah.
What?
They need help badly. Have you seen that lineup?
I have. Yeah, they have two good hitters apparently.
Everybody else OPS is around 600.
It's terrible.
I don't even think it's 700.
If you
the
go
entire
up,
lineup,
you see Judge and Soto. Keep going. Like Anthony Volpe is a bigger name because he's obviously the big prospect that came up last year, but he's down a little bit. Rizzo is hurt. DJ LeMahieu hasn't been good in 2 years now,
and that was this is after you wanted to trade for him.
I did not want him. We clarified. It was JT Realmuto that I wanted.
Yes, I'd take him.
Definitely. Orlando Cabrera. Ben Rice. Ben Rice was hitting cleanup for the Yankees last week. That is not a good lineup right now.
Guys, we get a text from DoorDash Steve. It says, guys, I'm nervous that Gorman is getting traded. If Gorman's getting traded, that means you're going to be trying to kill a housefly with a sledgehammer. If you're the Cardinals and you're trading Nolan Gorman, that means you're going to get something big.
Yeah, and who are you getting? Who's the big name right now? Because I don't think Garrett Crochet. I don't think Garrett Crochet is moving.
No,
I think his agent killed all that. Nathan Eovaldi would be bigger.
Tonight.
Yeah, it's great.
Perfect. Come on over.
Pitch tonight.
Just stay.
The Cardinals did that.
Didn't they do that
Remember?
a couple of years ago?
We said J Happ.
They
acquired the game.
J Happ and sent John Gant to Minnesota. So John Gant just had to walk across the clubhouse, and so did J Happ.
Yep.
That's happened before.
If you were doing that, though, wouldn't you do it before you pitch against him, or would you wait to see how he does against you?
No.
You would do that before.
But sometimes the Rangers, too,
got injured.
Believe it or not, these teams actually talk, and the Rangers might say, hey, listen, if their deal is happening, we can make this deal happen, but he has to have his start with us, or it's going to totally screw up our rotation.
Yeah, we want another start here.
I'll trade him to you tomorrow, but tonight he's going to get his start because we have to stay in contention for our division or our wild card race, and I can't swap that out.
Yeah.
The Cardinals will be like, okay,
right.
But if he gets hurt during the game, deal's off.
Deal is null and void.
So now that the Cardinals have Tommy Pham, we can definitely say that they are out on a Brent Rooker trade.
Yes, and the A's over the weekend said that they will be reluctant to trade Brent Rooker and one of their other outfielders, J.J. Bleday, I believe. All right, Marsh, we got some text.
Yeah, we got a text from the 618. This is the duality of the text line. Okay, we get it. The Cardinals made a decent trade. Can we move on to something else? And that's funny because we got a text earlier saying that they wanted to hear about the trade.
Yeah, they were disgusted that we spent one segment on the home run derby.
Yeah.
You can't please everyone, and this is a lesson in life.
Come on. Have you opened up any social media these days?
Yeah, I don't.
You cannot please anybody.
Nope. Yeah. So what we like to do here in the fast lane is please nobody.
Well said.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well
right?
said. Yeah. I think it's going pretty good.
Yeah, I think so too. I like it. Hey, we got the Gauntlet next on 101 ESPN. We had Mosby Building Arts out to the house about a week and a half ago. Just checking out some doors. We want to get new doors at our house. And Mosby Building Arts, it's not just this massive company that only does big home remodels. If you want to completely redo your master bathroom, great. Give Mosby a call, 314-909-1800. But maybe you just want to upgrade the look and feel of your laundry room. I mean, think about all the space that you might have in the laundry room that you're not maximizing. They do smaller projects because smaller projects lead to big results. And when it comes to Mosby Building Arts, they are incredible. They'll send a designer out to you. They'll take the proper measurements. They'll take photos of the area that you want to improve. Then they start talking to you about, okay, here's what we have in materials. Here's what we can do to maximize this space. Then you'll have your own team that comes out and works on your specific project. So there's not going to be somebody that's pulled onto another project, or you're working with some contractor that says, you know what, I got a higher bid down the road here. Sorry, and they just leave the materials there, and then we'll get back to it, at some point. No, that's not how Mosby Building Arts does their work. They do a tremendous job. Whether you are doing a complete kitchen remodel, or maybe you're looking at a laundry room update, or you're looking at a fireplace update, whatever it may be, there's no job that's too big or too small for Mosby. They are the right remodeling company. Again, give them a call, 314-909-1800. Visit callmosby.com. Mosby Building Arts, the right remodeling company.
Four warriors, 4 categories, 1 challenger. Can you survive the Gauntlet?
402, your time check is brought to you by Collection Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler. I don't know if this comment was made to us or the Snake Pit, but Ryan, who earlier, we were kind of going the back and forth. He goes, "Hey, sorry about rant. Tired of hearing about the ownership complaining and laughing at this fan base." Hey, Ryan, hey, listen. Rule number 1, nobody's safe, okay? You let it fly, Ryan. You do your thing.
Not even us.
Not even us. No. You ticked at me, great, let it fly. You ticked at the Cardinals fan base, go for it, man. Nobody's safe, Ryan. You be you.
Yeah.
All right. So, at Car Shield Fields on Saturday night, we had some fans out there yelling at us, "Hey, go fast lane," and what have you. One of them may have said, "Go fast lane yourself." I think they were rooting for the Riz show that night. But
it's okay.
As I was walking back and forth at one point, I saw a gentleman that said, "Hey, listen to you every day. Would love to do the Gauntlet." Well, guess what? Jeff is on the line right now, and Jeff is going to do the Gauntlet. What's up, Jeff?
Oh, not much. It's a beautiful day.
Hey, I told you I'd come through for you, Jeff. You said you listened all the time. And
yes, sir.
Boom, right there, first show. So this is your first Gauntlet, I would imagine.
I couldn't be more nervous.
No, don't be nervous. Okay. Yeah. Is it because of Carey?
Oh, yeah, because of Carey.
Yeah. Carey can make people nervous at times. Big present, Super Bowl ring.
Oh,
so,
wow.
Yeah, no, it does. Carey's awesome. All right, so, Jeff, would you like to take on Marsh, Carey, Jamie, or me?
I think I'm going with you, Anthony.
Oh, man. All right, Jeff. I was hoping you wouldn't say that. I was hoping that you'd actually take down Jamie or somebody. So, anyways.
Anthony,
all right, Jeff.
Go take care of business.
Good luck.
Thanks.
All right, Anthony's headed off to the Cone of Silence. Jeff, that means it's time for you to tell Marshy to spin that wheel.
Marshy, spin that wheel.
All right, so strategy to take Anthony. Now, what category would you like to get against Anthony?
I think baseball.
Okay. Well, it's not baseball.
It's not baseball. It is actually random.
Random.
Oh, my God. That's what I didn't want.
Yeah, this is a tough one.
Come on.
That can work out, though.
It's equally
random.
as tough.
It's equally tough for both sides.
Yeah, it's very unpredictable. And
okay.
Depends who does the random ones, Marshy?
I think we should be able to tell by the questions.
Well, if the questions are really long, that's going to be Bradford.
Yep.
If they're short, I think it's our guy Grant.
All right.
So here's how it's going to work, Jeff. 4 questions, each worth 2 points if you don't use the options. If you do use the options, it's only worth 1 point. Of course, if you get it wrong, you get 0. If you're tied after 4 questions, we will have a tiebreaker, and we will get a winner here today in the Gauntlet. Jeff, are you ready?
Roll it.
All right, again, category is random. Question number 1. Can you tell us the turn of the 20th century magician and escape artist whose nicknames include the celebrated police baffler and the king of handcuffs?
I'm just going to take a wild shot at Houdini.
Final answer?
Sure, final answer.
Question number 2. Celine Dion recently stole the show at the opening ceremony of the 2024 Olympic Games. In 2018, Dion's original song, Ashes, appeared on which hit movie's soundtrack?
That would be options.
Is it Deadpool 2, Love, Simon, or A Wrinkle in Time?
We'll go with the first one, Deadpool 2. Final answer.
Question number 3. More flavor from Paris. According to Rule 8 of the Olympic Charter, the 5 rings represents the union of 5 what?
I haven't watched a single minute of the Olympics. 5 rings represent the... Say that question again. Final.
According to Rule 8 of the Olympic Charter, the 5 rings represent the union of 5 what?
Give me the options.
Options are creeds, continents, or colors.
Continents. Final answer.
All right, final question. Which state, as confirmed by the U.S. Department of Agriculture, produces roughly 90% of our annual strawberry crop?
My wife would probably know that. She's a big strawberry fan. Options, please.
Is it Florida, California, or North Carolina?
I'll go North Carolina. Fine answer. Fine.
All right. Okay. We'll get our guy Anthony back in here while he makes his way in. Jeff, how do you feel, bud?
Not good.
No, huh? Random. Not great. It can do that to people sometimes.
Not great, Mo.
He's feeling good today.
He is. He is.
People are loving
him. Our guy Anthony is too. He's coming skipping and jumping. And
are you guys sore?
I know he loves random.
My right.
Oh, I got random.
My right pectoral is still a little sore.
My right hip hurts.
Yeah.
Does it?
Mine too, a little bit.
Hey, you guys did a great job at that home run derby, by the way.
Thanks, Jeff.
Thank you very much. All right, Anthony, you kind of heard us talking about it on the way in. You got random.
It is.
Jeff was not excited when he saw or heard that it was random.
No,
we said that applies to both people.
Yeah,
that's true.
It's difficult on both sides.
Pack a lunch.
Oh, yeah.
A hefty one.
Okay.
Ready?
Good luck, Anthony.
Thank you, Jeff.
Okay, question 1. Can you tell us the turn of the 20th century magician and escape artist whose nicknames included the celebrated police baffler and the King of Handcuffs?
No, I cannot. Can I have the options, please?
You can. Is it Nikola Tesla, Baron Munchausen, or Harry Houdini?
I'll just go with the only one I know. Harry Houdini, please. Final answer.
Question number 2. Celine Dion recently stole the show at the opening ceremonies of the 2024 Olympic Games. In 2018, Dion's original song, Ashes, appeared on which hit movie's soundtrack?
Ashes, huh? I was just listening to this in my car earlier. The song for the movie Ashes. Can I have the options, though?
Is it Deadpool 2, Love, Simon, or A Wrinkle in Time?
Deadpool 2 is the outlier, so I'll go with that. Final answer. Deadpool 2.
Question number 3.
I don't feel good, Jeff.
More flavor from Paris. According to Rule 8 of the Olympic Charter, the 5 rings represent the union of 5 what?
It's a great question. Union of 5. Let's get those options.
Options are creeds, continents, colors.
What the continents? That doesn't make sense. Colors or what? Creeds?
Creeds, continents, colors.
I'll go with creed. Creeds. Final answer.
All right. Final question. Which state, as confirmed by the U.S. Department of Agriculture, produces roughly 90% of our annual strawberry crop?
Strawberries, huh?
Yep.
What state produces a bunch of strawberries? I'm thinking either Florida or California. Can I have the options, please?
Is it Florida?
Yeah.
California?
Yeah.
Or North Carolina?
You know what? I feel real bad today. North Carolina, final answer.
Alrighty, let's break it down. Let's break it down.
That sucks.
Start right there. Which state, as confirmed by the U.S. Department of Agriculture, produces roughly 90% of our annual strawberry crop? Jeff, you took the options. Said North Carolina. Anthony, you also took the options. Said North Carolina. Answer is?
It is California.
California.
That would make sense.
0-0. Okay. Next question. Let's go to question 2. Celine Dion recently stole the show at the opening ceremony of the 2024 Olympic Games. In 2018, Dion's original song, Ashes, appeared on which hit movie's soundtrack? Jeff took the option, said Deadpool 2. Anthony, you took the options, said Deadpool 2. Answer is...
It is Deadpool 2.
Deadpool 2.
Way to go, Jeff.
Great minds think alike.
Heck
There
yeah,
we go.
man.
1-1.
Heck yeah.
Let beauty come
1-1 after 2. Let's go to question 3.
Never heard that.
Nope, me neither.
The song?
No.
It's a movie I've heard of, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
More flavor from Paris. According to Rule 8 of the Olympic Charter, the 5 rings represent the union of 5 what? Jeff, you took the options. You said continents. Anthony, you took the options. You said creeds. Anthony, real quick, how many continents are there on the planet Earth?
7.
That's why you got this one wrong. Answer is...
Creeds. Sorry.
No.
Continents.
Continents. There's 5 continents,
Oh, crap.
Anthony. 5 continents.
There's 7 continents.
No.
Should we go through?
Disappeared.
North America, South America,
Europe,
Asia.
and
Australia.
Australia. Does Antarctica count as one?
Yeah.
Did we say Africa?
Africa.
No.
7. He was right.
Thank you.
That's why you threw me off.
Well, me
So
too.
this says Africa, Asia, the Americas,
So they count as
Europe,
one. And Oceania.
Oceania.
Exactly.
Interesting.
That's what he said.
All right. Either way, Jeff's up 2-1 heading into our
Okay.
final question.
Hold on.
But it
There
does-
are 7
there are
continents,
7.
which is what threw me off when you said 5, the 5
Yeah,
rings.
I thought there were 5.
So
The Americas, they're
that's why-
counting as
Yeah.
one. So,
Well, that's stupid. There should be 7. There should be 7
there are only
rings.
5 rings.
You know what? I'm
Anthony.
going to boycott the Olympics.
You were going to do that anyway.
Some people are boycotting it for some other reasons. I'm going to do that for that.
Sure.
Anthony, the 7 rings, they don't look good for branding purposes.
There you go.
They might not fit
5.
on, a T-shirt.
I'm sure they can make it fit.
You think so?
Yeah.
Maybe.
It's been 5.
That's for the 5 continents. There's 7. Okay.
Well,
All right. Jeff's ahead 2-1 heading into our final question. Can you tell us the turn of the 20th century magician and escape artist whose nicknames included the celebrated police baffler and the king of handcuffs? Jeff, you said Harry Houdini. Anthony, you also said Harry Houdini.
Yeah.
Answer is
Oh, it's old Harry Houdini.
Harry Houdini.
Nice job, Jeff.
But Jeff
Thank you.
didn't need the options.
Jeff got me.
Jeff,
You have chosen wisely.
Nice job, Jeff. Well done, my man.
Jeff
I
wins
deserve to lose that
4-2.
one. Nice job, Jeff. I'm glad.
Mr. Random.
Hey, I met you and your family out there, and I'm glad that you knocked me off here in round 1. Congratulations.
My wife's listening, and so is my son-in-law. So I'm
good.
so excited.
Well, good. Congrats. So you'll be back tomorrow.
I will be.
All right. Sounds good. All right, Jeff.
Buddy. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Thanks
All
for
right.
listening.
Yep.
All right.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Super nice family. Super nice family.
Jeff did good, man.
Yeah.
So apparently the Olympic rings were established before they added other continents, and there's other information saying that there's only 5 continents where there actually are people that live on those continents. So I don't know if anybody lives. I haven't seen any vacation homes in Antarctica.
yeah. Not recently.
No, but not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
It's an untapped market, Jamie. We should
It's
look into that.
wide open.
I probably should have. Look, I should already have known that it's continents because creeds didn't make any sense and colors didn't make any sense.
That's what I
Plus 5. What do the 5 continents? All I kept thinking of is there's 7 continents, so that doesn't make any sense.
But that logo was established like a long time ago.
I paused there for a while because I was going to say, well, it's continents, even though there's 7 continents. I didn't.
Yeah.
I deserve to lose. Jeff, nice work.
No, you're all right.
Nice job,
Jeff
Jeff.
took the options. He got it right.
What would the 5 creeds be?
I have no idea.
Like, what would those be?
I tell you what, I've seen
Like,
3 of them.
Don't look at Anthony's face when you talk to him.
No, I've seen 3 of them. Those are pretty good movies.
Oh, no,
yeah.
not that.
What?
There you go.
There you go. It's only
Oh.
3 creeds. Yeah, okay.
That would make more
2 more
sense.
in the making, right?
Jamie, that would make more sense for the rings to represent those movies more so than 5 continents when there's 7. You know? But no, I have no idea. I don't even know what
Some
creed.
people don't count Australia either.
Like, I'm like,
and
this
a
doesn't make any
Yeah,
sense
it's
to me.
People in Australia definitely count it.
Is it continent or country?
It's a country and a continent. It's
There's
both.
7 continents.
It can't be both.
It is both.
It can't be both, Carey.
It is both.
That's just
that I do know.
That's against the rules.
Nah, it's both.
Australians. Nathan Walker, way to go.
You ruined it for everyone. All right, have the Cardinals found their next bridge pitcher in the move they just made? That's next on 101 ESPN.
All right, guys, so I've got a question. Is this the big move that we DFA'd Gio for? We needed that money for this big move. Should we expect more coming down the pipeline? I would think so. I mean, we did all right we did well. Let's give credit where credit's due to the Cardinals organization. We did well to get Edmund for Erick and then get Pham back. So we did all right. But should we expect more with the DFA of Gio? Thanks, guys.
All right, that was from Joseph. Thanks for leaving a mic drop. Continue to leave mic drops. We're going to be playing them throughout the course of the last 2 hours of our show with Andrew Marsh, Carey Davis, and Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter. You guys have done radio or media in this city for a long time. Carey, you grew up here. Marsh, you grew up here. Jamie, essentially, you grew up here from an adult standpoint.
Yes.
So you guys all know that, just like I have, there's often a lot of criticism when it comes to moves that John Mozeliak has made. I feel like the overwhelming majority from people today, from listeners today, that was my mic, by the way.
Sure.
Oh, I didn't know what that was.
It was Anthony's arm.
I almost said something that may have cost us our FCC license.
I'm interested to know what it is.
The majority of the people...
Can you at least spray?
No. The majority of the people have been positive about this, have been optimistic. Like even Joseph there, he kind of went to the line of, we'll see what happens. But even he, I thought, was not overly, but he was somewhat optimistic too. Like, hey, I kind of like the deal. He did well here. Mo did well.
I think people are saying that right now because Mo outlined what the Cardinals needed to get, and he got it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oftentimes Mo says things, and then it falls short. Like, even in the offseason last year, coming towards the end of the season last year, he was like, well, if we get, 2 starters, and people are like, no, you said 3. You said 3.
Right.
And so then Mo, okay, he goes out and gets
2 or 3.
2 or 3. He's like, but he gets the 3 starters.
Yeah.
And then, moving up towards his trade deadline, he said we need to acquire a starting pitcher and a right-handed bat. And he got it in one trade.
Mm-hmm.
So how can you be upset? Like, I know some people be like, well, it's only Erick Fedde. Well, okay. But he's still he was going to be one of the most sought-after guys, and probably was at this deadline by several teams. And your team got him. Yep. And you got Tommy Pham. I think Tommy Pham is a wild card here. Do I think he could go on and be like Randy Arozarena when he went to Tampa? I think that's a stretch, but he possesses a lot of the same abilities. I mean, the guy is an athlete, first of all. He can run, he can catch, and he can hammer the baseball too. And with the right motivation, to which I don't know if Tommy Pham has always had the correct motivation, but now that he's back in the Cardinals, birds on the bat, he might feel there's unfinished business for him here in St. Louis based on his first stint here. So I think this is a really good deal. Is it a home run deal? No, because you didn't get Blake Snell or Garrett Crochet and all that. That's fine.
And neither did anybody else so far.
Yeah. But I do think this is a really good deal.
I think people are saying it's a good deal and that Mo did well because of what wasn't given up.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you didn't have to give up much. You gave up a player who hasn't played for you all season. You have essentially replaced him with Michael Ciani and whomever you feel like putting in center field. You're okay with what you have there. You haven't had him all year, so it's okay. And you gave up a prospect that I think most people don't really know who that prospect is. So if you were to have given up something, a Quinn Matthews, a Gordon Graceffo, Michael McGreevy, somebody that you've heard of and have higher expectations for, and maybe a current player on this roster that has actually played this season thus far, that is not over the age of 35 years old, you probably would have felt like, oh, that's not a good deal. But you didn't give up anything that you feel like we couldn't do without, whether now, presently, or in the future. And so people say, oh, you did a good job.
Mm-hmm. We get a funny text here from the 314 in all caps, which means they're yelling.
Yeah.
Mo is terrible. Why did he not get Ohtani? He could have traded Tommy Edman and Dylan Carlson and gotten Ohtani. Fire Mo. I love it.
Well done.
Yes, very well done.
The other thing here, too, guys, is that Erick Fedde adds to this rotation next year. So if you look at it in terms of just who's under contract, okay, I'm not saying like this is your starting rotation next year. You don't have to do anything else. You don't have to trade anybody. You don't have to sign anybody. But I'm just saying who's under contract next year for this rotation. You got Sonny Gray. You've got Fedde. You've got one more year of Michaelis. And you got one more year, unfortunately, of Matz. And Matz will be hurt.
Why do you say
Why do you say unfortunate?
Matt, even though Matz is under contract, he'll be hurt. So
well, if you say it out loud, yeah.
You have Gray, Fedde, and Michaelis for next year.
But you automatically, you will have more than that. Because John Mozeliak can easily just kick in one of the option years for either Gibson or Lance. I agree too. Gibson would be my guy.
Yeah.
You have Palante, and then you have some young guys fight it out too.
Yes. So this move not only helps you try to stay in the wild card race and try to catch the Brewers in the NL Central, but it also adds to your rotation next year. So Mo did really good here. And Mo tries to seek out players that are cost controlled. Last year, or 2 years ago, because last year was a sell year.
The garage sale.
Last year he bought
fire sale.
He got Quintana. Everything must go. Here you go.
Make me an offer.
Sold.
He set up the garage sale and then just kicked his feet up and come on in. Yep.
How much for this?
Talk to me.
Just whatever.
$2.
Right.
Yeah, actually free. Just get it out of here.
Right.
As long as you take it.
Yeah, please. But he has typically sought out cost control players. Last couple of years that he's bought, Quintana was not, and but Montgomery was. So I think that he did very well here, and he gets another arm to give you that bridge year. Now, when he signs him for $100 million.
Well, we know that's not going to happen.
That won't happen.
He tails
We're
off.
not adding any payroll.
No, you're right. Yeah, and I'm just being facetious. All right, more of your mic drops. More for the from the trade here today. And what does the Cardinals lineup? Another question for you guys. What does the Cardinals lineup look like here with Tommy Pham? How much playing time does he get? I don't think it's just to hit against left-handers, but play a little lineup game, sort of, next on 101 ESPN. Dealing with a damaged or a leaky roof stinks, let me tell you. We had a small roof problem a couple of years ago in which there was a small leak in which I was actually in the kitchen and I heard the water dripping behind me. I'm like, well, this isn't good. Look at the roof. You know, we didn't have the Happy Roof Company at that point. I'm glad that we have the Happy Roof Company taking care of our roof now, because they're fantastic. And if you do have a leaky roof, an old roof, a damaged roof, an ugly roof, and you're dealing with the situation just like I was before, the Happy Roof should be your first call, because they will send somebody to your home to look at your issue within 24 hours of when you call. They do residential and commercial roofing, 10-year labor warranty on all shingle roofs if you have to get a new roof. Great relationship with realtors, great relationship with insurance companies. In fact, if your insurance claim that you recently, filed, if it got denied, but all your neighbors are getting new roofs except for you, call the Happy Roof Company. They work very well with insurance companies. They'll call your insurance company. They'll work it out with them. They've got free estimates with competitive pricing. They've got cost-effective solutions on flat roofing and metal roofs. The Happy Roof Company, sensational. Give them a call, 314-665-3001, or visit them at thehappyroof.com. It's the Happy Roof Company.
101 ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. The Cardinals have acquired Erick Fedde and Tommy Pham in a 3-team trade with the Chicago White Sox and Los Angeles Dodgers. Tommy Edman and minor leaguer right-handed pitcher Oliver Gonzalez have been traded to the Dodgers. The Cardinals will also receive a player to be named later from the Dodgers and cash considerations from the White Sox. To make room on the 40-player roster, catcher Nick Raposo has been designated for assignment. The Cardinals are 1 game back of that final wild card spot, and they'll take on the Texas Rangers tonight. Andre Palante on the mound, going up against Nathan Uvalde. First pitch is at 6:45. Keep your mic drops coming in. What did you think of the trade today? We'll keep discussing that throughout the remainder of the show. I'm Andrew Marsh, and this Sports Center update is driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. See them at londoff.com. Chevy, together we drive. Are you kidding me? Lane on 101 ESPN, continuing to take your mic drops on the deal of the day, the big local news. If you're just jumping in your car, maybe you had some meetings at work, or you actually just you work, not like us bums here in the fast lane, and you missed it. You said that the Cardinals made a deal. They acquired Erick Fedde and Tommy Pham from the White Sox in a 3-team deal that sent Tommy Edman to the Dodgers. The White Sox also sent Michael Kopech to the Dodgers. And in return, the Dodgers sent Miguel Vargas and 3 other prospects to complete the trade. So Cardinals get Erick Fedde, and they get Tommy Pham, essentially, for Tommy Edman.
So the Cards traded Tom Tom for Tom Tom, and then they got a pitcher, Fedde, on top of it. That wasn't too bad, Mo. You did okay.
That was, honestly, Janet, that was fantastic.
Yeah. Got a picture on top of it.
Mm-hmm.
Tom Tom for Tom Tom.
You got a nice GPS device, Tom Tom, if you remember those things.
Yeah, good call on that. Yep.
Cutting edge.
Mm-hmm.
That's right in the Cardinals' wheelhouse. Go get an old GPS system.
Cardinals are just getting in on the GPS game.
Have you seen these things? They're incredible.
Yeah, this is wild.
20 years ago.
You got that on your phone, too.
Yeah.
No, this is a standalone.
Yeah, you can put it in your car. And
Before that, you had to have MapQuest where you had to print out the directions.
Man.
And okay, it says turn left. Oh, we passed it. Go back. Turn around.
Right.
I used to take those big atlas books, you know, and then I would go and map my way, and then I would manually write it on a piece of paper, be like this long, this highway. So then I had the map in the car if I need it, but I had my little cheat sheet. And just kind of be like, okay.
Yeah.
We should be looking for exit 71 here soon.
I always love, too, like, people our age are like, these kids these days are always on their damn phone. They're driving around. As opposed to when we did it, we had MapQuest and we're trying to read a piece of paper as we're driving.
Oh, you had the whole map, like, on the dash.
The actual
as you're driving, trying to see where you're at.
Yeah. It's real safe
There's
now.
an accident up there. What's another road? Oh, there's a little highway over here.
Yeah. It's awful. MapQuest. All right. Tommy Pham, where do you think he slides in here?
Is he an everyday player? I don't think he is. I think that he could be. Like if his bat makes noise the way it can, I think he could be. But I think the outfield for the Cardinals is going to be primarily Siani, a mixture of Siani, Burleson, Donovan, and Nootbaar. Mm-hmm. So you still have one too many guys. And Carlson didn't even say his name. You have too many guys, but I have a feeling that Carlson's on the move.
Yeah.
Which makes me wonder, like, would the Cardinals, are they really maybe truly floating Gorman out there? Is this why Donovan all of a sudden is playing second base more often now? Are you trying to see? Because your outfield, if you had a Burleson, Ciani, Pham outfield, that's a pretty good outfield. And then if you take Ciani out because, whatever you want to, you put Newt out there. Like, you've got the ability to generate some offense with those three guys.
I just don't know. I don't know who. And are you talking about Gorman like this year?
Yeah, I'm talking like Gorman at this deadline.
I just don't know what would be available based on like the names and stuff.
I think you could.
You call Seattle.
Well, I talked about Nathan Eovaldi, but I think that could be in play.
Yeah.
Like, Gorman is a really, really good starting point to acquire anybody out there.
Can I say something that will be taken as me being a smartass, but I'm actually not? It's probably more likely that Gorman is dealing with maybe some back tightness as opposed to him being traded.
Yeah, okay, but then so let's go back to the first problem. You got 5 outfielders right now. Wait, you got Donovan, Ciani, Nootbaar, Pham, Burleson, Carlson. You have 6 outfielders right now.
You have 5.
It's fine. You got 5, but that's still 5.
Yeah.
Only 3 get to play, and I know you could say, well, Ciani won't play against left-handed pitching, so Tommy Pham will. Yeah. But if Tommy Pham heats up at all in any capacity, which he can, like, now what?
My guess is Ciani would lose playing time.
Okay.
Would it? Probably, because I think Newt is going to play regardless of how things shake up.
Yeah.
And I think as long as he doesn't, start really stinking it up and have one of those, 0 for 25 type of stretches or something like that, I think he's going to play every day. And I'm okay with what they have right now. I'm okay with Pham being your right-handed bat off the bench and Ciani playing because of his defense, because what they've done defensively has been much better than the stretch where they had, I felt like, 15, 20 games with an error. I was listening to the call the other day. They said the Cardinals have had, in the last 30 days, they've only had 2 errors, which is the least in Major League Baseball, which is amazing in comparison to what they had during that stretch where they were having errors every single game, multiple errors. So I think that defense should be the most important thing right now. If the pitching is going to struggle, you got to hit also, but you got to be able to keep balls in play. We saw what happened. Carlson had it cost you a game.
Yeah.
Right? You cannot have those lapses on the defensive side. So making sure, and Ciani, in my opinion, has done enough to earn the right to play and play the majority of the games and innings.
Jeff Jones had a tweet that he sent out around 3:55. It said, Ollie Marmol said, Nolan Gorman is out of the lineup tonight because he wanted to find a spot for Matt Carpenter, who has a lot of career success against Nathan Eovaldi. Now, is that the real reason?
But Nolan has only played once in the last 5 games, if I'm not mistaken.
So what are the...
He didn't play Thursday or Friday, played Saturday.
Right.
Didn't play Sunday, and is not playing today.
Somebody said in the snake pit, like, when did Gorman have back problems?
About a week back.
Why did you do that? Why do you feel that?
You know what that was?
An alley-oop.
It was a test. It's the first time CD has failed. Miserably since we acquired him at the radio trade deadline.
You asked and answered.
On January 1st. It's the first time he failed.
I'm disappointed in you.
Come on, Carey.
He was asked and answered.
How could you?
It actually is about a week back if it is.
Oh, now he's tumbling.
Right? Am I right?
Randy Carricker is smiling ear to ear right now. Just
That's
giggling
for
away.
you, Randy. Yeah. My guy.
Unbelievable. Don't thank him, Walrus King or Carol. Do not thank him for that.
Don't contribute to that stuff.
You're welcome.
All right.
You're part of the problem, too, now.
And so is Sonny Gray. We'll talk about him next on 101 ESPN.
He's interesting. Our friends over at Window World, they are simply the best for less, and it's not just about windows for them. Another year, Action for Autism. Window World had a massive trivia night and raised so much money. Every year they do such an incredible job at this event, and it looks like this year was another huge success. So thank you to Window World for that. And now talking about their windows, if you are looking for replacement windows, they are the best. They're the preferred window of your St. Louis Blues. They got a window that is a double-strength glass that gives it a strength that is not commonly found in replacement windows. You hear me talk about that all the time. And getting back to how great they are, their customer service is fantastic, so much so that they give you a lifetime warranty that covers all the parts, the glass breakage, and the labor. And right now, they are offering 36 months, same as cash financing with approved credit. And all you have to do is one simple thing. Pick up the phone, call them, tell them from Jamie from 101 sent you in there. And that number is 314-993-1800. Again, that's 314-993-1800. Or you can always visit them at windowworldstlouis.com.
You guys have probably been around me enough. Like I said, I know what I need to do. I just have to commit to doing it and live it every day. And starting tomorrow, I'll start doing that again. It doesn't have, in my opinion, it doesn't have anything to do with any of that. It has everything to do with me. And like I said, I know deep down, I know what I have to do. And it's just a matter of me committing to doing it on an everyday basis. And starting tomorrow, I'll get back to doing it.
All right, so that was Sonny Gray, that audio courtesy of Bally Sports Midwest. And Jamie, I'm gonna let you have the floor here because you actually sent this out first. You sent us the text to our text chain, and you were like, "Listen to this, boys. What were your original thoughts after hearing that?
This guy is a serial killer. like the talk so cryptically of like, you guys have known me. When I fix it, you'll see it. You'll know when it happens.
And I'm going to start tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm going to start tomorrow. You'll see. And then other media people they doubled down and tripled down at kind of trying to get like, what are you talking about? And he kept saying the same thing. I know what it is. It has nothing to do with that. And when I fix it, you'll know it. And I can fix it. I just have to commit to it. I was like, is he getting a face tattoo? But that was really a weird exchange with the media.
Yeah.
So I don't know what the hell Sonny Gray has to do or why he hasn't been doing it. And
that's the bigger question.
There were some people surrounding the team and that are kind of in the know that say, well, he's a perfectionist. And he, I'm not going to say he suffers from OCD, but he's very, very diligent about certain things, looking for perfection. And I said, well, maybe he's gotten away from some of his preparation, and he knows now he's going to dive back in. All of this, by the way, is complete speculation. I have no idea. Maybe he needed to cut his grass the next day.
I don't know.
I don't know. That was just such a weird exchange from a guy who has not been good his last 5 starts.
Oh, he's been terrible.
And so, really, I wish I could have been in the clubhouse, and I could have been. I just chose not to be there to ask him, well, if you know, why have you not done it? Because you've had 5 starts in a row here now where it has not been pretty for you. After 2, don't you think you could have flipped the switch?
For all my nerds out there, the last time I've heard someone say, I know what I have to do, I just don't know if I have the strength to do it, Kylo Ren killed Han Solo in the latest Star Wars trilogy.
Marsha, I hadn't seen that yet. Thank you.
Yeah, it's been out for almost 10 years.
Still, I was looking forward to it at least. Yeah.
Yeah, I was concerned too. I texted you all a picture of Dexter, a meme of Dexter.
Great show.
Great show. He's a great guy. But it just,
he's an anti-hero.
No, he is. Okay, kind of. No, it was interesting. And like you said, Jamie, I wanted to know the same thing. He's a great guy.
Serial killer.
He took care of the right people.
He did. You're right.
Yeah. So he had a method behind his madness.
He certainly did.
There you go. But I did. I was wondering the same thing. What is the thing that you have not been doing? Number 1. Number 2, why haven't you been doing it? And how long? Number 3, how long have you not been doing it? Because you started the season out pretty good. Were you doing this secretive thing then, and then got away from it, and realized now that I need to do that again? And maybe it's as simple as how he puts his socks on in the morning. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is or what it could be. Hopefully, he does this thing and gets back into the right side of things. But it did feel weird. It kind of seemed a little awkward and uncomfortable I'm sure for people that were in there, especially if you asked a couple of times, well, what is this thing?
Sure.
I got to do it. Don't worry about it. I'll do it.
Yeah.
We got to get to it.
You'll find out.
You'll know. When I do it, you'll know.
Whoa.
Someone's talking about a darkness retreat. No, I don't think that's it.
He doesn't have not enough days.
When I was listening to it the first time, I thought, oh, no. He's got to get like Tommy John or something. Because he's talking about, I just got to commit to it. I just got to get it done. And then, you'll know what happened. I'm like, oh, no, he's got an injury. But then he goes, no, it's not an injury. Not health, he said. It's not health related. I got the impression after I listened to it another time that he was almost giving himself a pep talk. Jamie, if you're that way, right? If you're somebody that's
definitely talked to myself.
Well, I mean, if you're a perfectionist,
absolutely have talked to myself.
I didn't mean you. I meant you and
scolded myself. All sorts of things. Anthony.
I've had some rough days too.
So, if you're a perfectionist, or if you're somebody that just internalizes everything, and you eventually get to the point where you say, "I've got to get back to doing what I was doing, what makes me me," or whatever. I wonder if Sonny Gray knows that maybe there's a certain amount of prep that he does. And it's way more than everybody else. But he's backed off of that just a little bit. And he's given himself a pep talk, almost like, hey, man, you got to get back to that. Yeah. And I will. I'll get back to it.
But you could say that.
You'll all see.
You could say that. Like, my preparation has been
I've changed a few things.
I haven't done the preparation that I'm accustomed to because it wears me down.
Yeah.
But my performance, obviously, is not to the level that I need it to be. So I'm going to go back to my preparation of, and it's agonizing, and where I'm so tired, but I know I get the best performance when I prepare that way. That's simple.
Well,
this leaves a lot of questions as to what the hell you got to do.
Maybe he is Dexter, and he's got to rediscover himself.
Pedro Serrano, he needs a live chicken. I don't know.
Either way, he's been terrible over his last 5 starts, and we need him. So do what you got to do, Sonny.
Unless
if you have to go the Dexter route.
No, you can't do that.
What? You just said Dexter's a good guy.
You can.
Dexter didn't, well, you know. It ended up bad for Dexter in the long run.
Yes.
That's all right. If we get a World Series out of it, we're fine.
It's not that bad. He's got a new show coming out.
Yeah, he's
not in it, is he?
He's doing the internal monologue, which, by the way, a lot of people, there's some people out in the world, not a lot, there's a lot, I keep saying a lot. There are some people out there that don't have an internal dialogue when they talk to themselves, like in their head.
They have no filter.
No, they don't hear their own voice in their head.
Oh, really?
Look it up. It's a thing. There are some people, not a lot of people. There are some people.
I hear myself all the time.
I do too.
I absolutely hear myself.
Tell me,
I just yelled at
don't do
myself.
that. Really? No,
I've never had that one.
Yours is usually, and that one comes out too. Like, do it. No, Jamie, don't do that.
What could go wrong? You're fine.
He was so proud of. Wait, he stopped himself from saying something to my son, and he was so proud of himself on Saturday. He's like, you should be proud of me. I didn't say it.
Unbelievable.
I almost bit through my tongue.
It was right there. And the kid walked away, and I was like, all right, Carey, I got to tell you something. You know when he said that? I was like, hey, and Carey's like, oh, my God.
He was so proud. Like,
in the middle of my at-bat, he was going to take a dig at me. So, with trying to win on Saturday.
That's why I didn't do it, though, Anthony.
Nice job.
See, there is some restraint.
Yeah.
There are people that have abstract, non-verbal thoughts and have to consciously verbalize them. So they don't have that internal monologue. They just have like abstract thoughts, and that's why some people they just talk
randomly
too much.
say things.
Yeah. They just randomly say stuff.
They need to say
They don't think it through.
They
can't hear themselves think it, so they just say it.
They're called men.
That's us.
Why'd you say that? I don't know.
If I could take it back, I would. Trust me. Trust me, dear.
Yeah.
I wish I could take it back.
I think what you're talking about there, Marsh, is us.
Yeah.
It's men.
Yeah. Do you think that his performance, though, Sonny Gray, that being, does this show that he's not the true ace that the Cardinals were looking for?
Well, was he a true ace anyways to begin with? Everybody said
well, like some people don't have,
that was my take,
an internal monologue.
Remember, he's your ace.
That's what I said, too. He's the Cardinals ace. He's a number one.
He is.
There's a few people that felt that Sonny Gray was the ace that the Cardinals needed.
Yeah.
Is this proving otherwise?
Somebody said, is he tipping pitches? And
that was another thing I was thinking of.
He's
Like
getting hit hard.
His fastball is getting absolutely
And that
demolished.
sweeper that was like the knockout punch for him.
Yeah, they're sweeping it right out of the infield.
It's like they know. It's like they're into the pitch com. Sweeper coming.
Right.
I don't think he possibly
the Astros.
would be.
Yeah,
they could have the
back in.
Communication.
Yeah. They just gave it to the Nationals. They felt bad after Dylan Cease.
Guys, I found the right channel. We got him.
That's what the Patriots used to do, Jamie.
What's that?
Communications would go down for the opposing team somehow in the second or third quarter.
Was struggling at that time.
This was in 2020.
Yeah, well, that was
21, 22.
The area that
Every
the stadium's in is it's a well-known fact. It's a a little bit of a dead
it's
area.
Amazing that
Wi-Fi.
it only happens to the opposing team.
What's weird is one side of the like when you're at home, like one side of your house gets less of the Wi-Fi.
Yeah. That's what it was.
It's the one side of the field. Unfortunately, has a little bit of a breakdown.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
The other side's fine.
Okay. That's too bad.
And sometimes the bullpen phone doesn't work either, especially in the World Series.
Yeah. Well, that happens.
It did happen against the team you're playing against tonight.
Yep.
Got to run down there.
Hey, it all worked out. It did.
Waving a towel.
Yeah.
I think Sonny is. I think he's struggling. I thought it was something physical watching him, but it could be something like just mentally where he's in his head and thinking too much and maybe he's not having fun. Maybe.
I don't know if he looks like a guy who has a whole lot of fun.
Well, okay.
He's so serious.
I think I don't know. When I watched him pitch the other day, it looked uncomfortable. Like he even mentioned he forgot to cover home or didn't do his he
cut it off the toe to home. That probably would have got the guy out.
He's in the wrong place. Like he's not thinking. I think there's a mental block, and I'm not a doctor. Like I can't, diagnose him. But I think that sometimes as an athlete, you get in your own head when things aren't going the right way, and you are not dialed in, which means you start making mistakes, like not being where you're supposed to be. You're so focused on the mistake that you made, and instead of wiping it clean and having a clean slate, you're so locked in on the mistake that you made, whether it's a pitch or not doing what you're supposed to do, that you're not doing the other things that help you win games.
Yeah. Well, clean it up.
I'm sure he's having fun when Paul Goldschmidt hit that home run yesterday, unlike some people.
Looked like everybody was having fun.
Everybody excited at home for Goldie to come around third and celebrate.
Maybe not everybody.
Everybody. It's a winner, Cardinal winner.
If you saw some pictures from the home plate celebration. All right, were the Cardinals successful at finding what they were looking for at the deadline? Or do they still need to add more? That's next on 101 ESPN. Jamie, you know this as well as I do. It's so nice to have somebody like Stewie from Stewart's American Mortgage Corporation that is, quite frankly, in your back pocket at any point when you have a question about refinancing or loans or when is the best time to, purchase a home, get a loan, and he's going to save you a ton of money, isn't he? Just when you pick up the phone, he's going to save a ton of money for you.
Yeah, he's got a ton of great ideas. He's got the bagel loan, which is his creation, where you borrow $200,000 or more. No appraisal fee, title fees, lender fees, closing costs, underwriting fees, all of that. None of it. And he will sometimes use the bagel loan in refinancing situations to where now it's not costing you any of those things again. He uses other programs to make sure that you can get the house of your dreams. And one thing he does, he makes sure you get to the closing table. So many many lenders out there promising things that they can't produce, and then things go sideways, and that's not fun. And all you have to do to get that awesome old-school customer service with a lot of great modern ideas is give Stewie a call on his personal cell phone number. That number, 314-324-4440.
Again, that number is 314-324-4440.
Yeah, if you missed that number, or if you have any questions about anything else, or you want to find out what Stewie's got going on next, you can always Google the Bagel Loan.
NMLS number 226715.
Your time check is brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler, with Andrew Marsh, Carey Davis, and Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter. Were the Cardinals successful in finding what they're looking for? Outside of a reliever, and they still have until tomorrow. Outside of a reliever, yeah. Jamie, you had mentioned this before. They acquired two things that they needed all in one deal. And it's not like they acquired... I mean, look, Zach Eflin would have been fine. I would have loved to see Zach Eflin. That would have been just fine. But you got a pitcher in Erick Fedde who has performed even better than Zach Eflin. So they could have wound up with a starter that all of us could have said, well, you filled your starter need, but, long grown. Instead, they got somebody in Tommy Pham, who's well-liked here, and they got Erick Fedde, who, again, has had an excellent season. Let's hear from Kyle next. We've been asking for your mic drops throughout the course of the day. How have you felt about the trade? Any other things, any other topics relating to the trade that you want to discuss? Let's hear what Kyle has to say.
I like this trade for a couple of reasons. First off, Erick Fedde has performed way better than your average number 4 or 5 pitcher, which the Cardinals have plenty of. So he upgrades the rotation. Palante is put into the backup role, and should somebody get injured, you have somebody who's probably pitched better than the person he's replacing. And I like Tommy Pham. I think he's a fiery guy. I think he's going to stir the pot for the Cardinals, and he's going to not let them be sleeping in apathy.
Yeah, I agree. Jamie, that's kind of been your point all day about Tommy Pham. You're going to get somebody that's going to come in, that's going to be hungry, and somebody that is going to be driven to perform. This guy's a competitor. And
he's a competitor, and, he's got an electric personality. Sometimes those things get the best of us at times, but now you've got, Nootbaar, who's got some energy to him. You've got Contreras. You've got Tommy Pham. Now, you're starting to, the old Lance Lynn, you're starting to lose some of that vanilla Cardinals look to your lineup.
Yeah.
And I think it's good. I think it's positive for the team.
I think it's good too. And Carey, I mean, if you really think about it, with the way that Jamie broke things down there, this might be one of your tougher teams.
The Cardinals?
Yeah.
Tougher as in fight you tougher?
Yeah.
I would
be careful pitching inside now.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to see
say what you want
about Tommy,
No. But even say what you want about Nolan Arenado. I'm pretty sure he'd stab somebody too.
He might if it meant getting back on hitting streak.
Yeah.
Might.
Probably.
You got a good amount of psychopaths on this team now.
And you need a few of those.
It's Sonny Gray, we don't know what's going on there.
He's different type. But no, I think the Cardinals are in a position. I hope that this helps them win more games. I hope that this adds to the rotation. I know we were talking about, who is the odd man out now with the addition of Erick Fedde. So, it's something to consider. But I'm hopeful that this sends them in the right direction. Losing 2 of 3 to the Pirates, losing 2 of 3 to the Nationals, that doesn't feel good. Mm-mm. And again, the Pirates are a team that is chasing you down in the wild card and, trying to chase down the Brewers as well, just as you are. So, you got to keep winning games, and you got to win series. You can't afford to lose many more series here. Otherwise, you're in trouble. You're going to be in trouble. Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
Well, we haven't heard from Lisa yet.
Oh. Yeah.
And Lisa can be very critical of Ollie Marmol. She can be very critical sometimes of the front office. I wonder if Lisa's happy today. Let's find out.
Hey, guys.
Well, there's nothing not to like about this trade because Edman is a nice little ball player, but he has not played ball in a year. You don't know how his wrist is going to be long term. So I think it's a good trade. I think Pham adds some personality to the team, which the team could always use. Obviously, the pitcher's good, but let's stop with even talking about Siani. Siani makes your pitchers better because he catches everything out there. Keep the defense. You got to have the defense. All right, and I know they're on the struggle bus hitting. Well, that's $60 million needs to hit better. All right, good job, Mo. Talk to you later, guys.
It's about as nice as you're going to get out of Lisa. I thought she was very really good. First of all, Lisa's outstanding. She is nice. She's a really good person. As far as when she's talking about the Cardinals, she can be pretty critical. And I thought we were going to get kind of like a complete positive outlook from Lisa, but she slipped in there some thoughts.
Well, it is true,
It's all
though.
about that defense.
You have no idea what Tommy Edman is going to do for the Dodgers. This weekend, we're talking about being sore from the home run derby. Carey was saying while we were at CarShield that he thought he had morning grip.
Yeah. Well, no, that was Anthony.
That was me.
Was
Anthony
that you?
had morning grip.
No, I was talking about how
permanent.
Remember my elbow?
Oh, yeah, your elbow.
And
we
it
were
goes numb.
talking. Yeah,
Marshall
were talking
morning
about
grip.
Imagine him with morning grip. Imagine him with a bummed wrist.
Yeah, not good at all. But yeah, I went to Carey after I hit.
He couldn't open his hand.
I couldn't open my hand. It was like this. I looked like the guy from...
You're all cramped up?
Yeah, I was all cramped. It was locked up.
That happens sometimes.
It does. It certainly does.
If you're gripping something hard for too long,
he was gripping and ripping. He was really trying to take those balls out of the
He sure was.
Yeah.
I
took 15 out of the...
did.
I mean, more, but I hit a couple foul.
Yeah, a couple foul. They would have been home runs.
I mean, imagine if you had food in your system.
I know, right? No kidding.
I don't think it's a home run if it's foul.
It's not.
Okay.
I'm just, I'm just
it
saying.
had the distance.
It did. It had the distance, yeah. I looked like the guy from, who was it, Chris Elliott in the Scary Movie?
Scary Movie 2?
Yeah. He's got a strong hand. I look like that guy. I said, Carey, shake my strong hand. Shake my strong hand.
Keep this guy away from our food.
Just mix it up with the mashed potatoes or whatever. Oh, not great. All right, it's the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Keep those mic drops coming. But yeah, of course, I think the Cardinals found what they were looking for at the trade deadline. What's next, though? So let's get into that conversation. What's next? And could Dylan Carlson be on the move? We've heard some chatter from fans about it, but can we see the Cardinals actually make a move involving Dylan Carlson?
I think it'd be the right route, Anthony.
I think so as well. Sad Panda, I appreciate the shout out there.
You didn't have that. That was uncalled for.
What did he say? Think it was the right move?
The right route. Like route to the ball. Dylan took the wrong route.
Damn.
What makes you think he took the wrong route?
He definitely took the wrong route.
He needed MapQuest.
He didn't have his Tom.
No, he didn't. He should have had that. You know, the little cards and stuff.
Yeah.
They have it in the outfield. Should have had that on him. Run this way for the ball. All right, what's next for the Cardinals at the deadline? We're going to do that next on 101 ESPN.
Hey, I'm so happy my man Tommy Pham is back in St. Louis. He was one of my all-time favorite Cardinals in the recent years, and I hated to see him go. I think Tommy Pham is just what the Cardinals need to help light a fire if they ever need one, because you know my man don't walk on eggshells for no one, and he ain't holding his tongue, which is kind of probably one of the reasons that got him out of here before with the previous regime. But hopefully they ready for him now, because I think they could use a man like Tommy Pham on the squad. Welcome back, my dude.
Well said, Frank. Amen. By the way, so did you hear that in the background there from Frank? Yeah.
Creaky elbow.
I don't know why, but I started to feel concerned for Frank.
Like someone's going to come in?
Yeah. Like the way they opened the door, that was slow.
I took that as he was opening the door somewhere, and I thought all of a sudden I thought of Sonny Gray. Like, that's how Sonny Gray opens the door to get back on track.
I know what I have to do.
I found out.
Dexter.
Yeah.
Would you like to play a game?
I just hope Frank's okay. Frank, if you could text in.
I think Frank is fine. You should
Frank
be
is
texting to make
completely
sure the person on the other end of that door is okay.
Well, if that's the case, it's none of our business.
Well, here's the thing. Frank didn't slow down in his cadence. Like, he knew the door was opening, which means he was indeed opening the door.
He was locked in.
Welcoming whoever was coming in.
Either or. But he knew they were coming. There was no change in his cadence or his pace or his speech and how he spoke. He knew that person was about to be in the room, or he was going into a room. Yeah.
Yeah. Good breakdown, Carey.
Thank you.
Now all I'm thinking is stabbings apparently are very personal. So Tommy Pham knew the people that stabbed him.
They are. It is a personal attack.
Yeah.
Stabbing in the face is the worst one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, that's some real rage.
Yeah, like a leg here and there, that.
Yeah, right.
But you do know the person, usually.
You do.
Normally you have to be close enough.
Well, unless it's a knife fight outside of a bar. You never know. Like, you get jumped and someone pulls a knife, then your buddy has to throw you his knife so you can defend yourself.
Is that how that works?
It's very specific.
These things happen.
That was very, very specific. Is that why you dropped to the third round?
It's possible.
It's in play.
Never know. It was just hypothetical, of course.
Yeah, no, of course. Absolutely. All right, so it's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. What's next for the Cardinals at the trade deadline? I would be very, very surprised if they did not acquire a reliever. And I would be somewhat surprised if it weren't John Brebbia from the White Sox. Old Cardinal friend.
It'd be
It's
another
in
White
theme.
Sox trade.
And a former Cardinal.
Yeah, and he's pitching very well. He's
Yes.
having a good season, so all of those things would make sense.
I agree. Would you guys be surprised / shocked if the Cardinals did not acquire a reliever?
No, I think they are. What? Would I be shocked
If they did not?
If they did not.
Oh, I'd be
I'm sorry.
surprised.
You said if they did not.
Yeah, this was like one of those prove me wrongs. We got it
I got
backwards.
confused.
Yeah, my bad.
Yeah.
Let's start over. Would you be shocked if the Cardinals did not acquire a reliever?
Okay, I got it now.
Yeah.
You worked it out there. That
It
was
took
good.
me a while. My brain, the
Yes,
words
I would be
weren't-
shocked.
Yes, I would be shocked.
Carey
If
did
they
very
didn't
good.
acquire a
They
reliever.
just DFA'd Gallegos. They are in need. I don't know. JoJo, he might be, suffering from a little bit of fatigue. So they probably need someone towards that back end that can help with Kittredge and Helsley and Romero. I think that'll be good for this team.
They need at least one, maybe even two, because with Romero going down and King not really, I don't know if he's in the circle of trust. Like, I feel like, and Liberatore,
That was not a good.
I don't even know what, but we haven't even gotten into that
I
yet.
can't be mad at Matthew, though. I can't be mad at Matthew Liberatore.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
Like, we haven't even gotten into the
Why was he
fact-
pitching?
That's what I've been trying to get out for 30 seconds.
Jamie, why was he pitching?
There you go. Go ahead, Jamie.
I don't know. He shouldn't have been, Anthony. He pitched 2 days before that.
74 pitches.
No, I don't think it was that many. It was close. I think it was 70.
2 days
start?
before? Yeah, when he started.
Yeah.
I think he started. He had 70-some pitches.
Yeah,
didn't he?
okay. Yeah, I was going to say it was around 70, but
Yeah.
you were very specific with 74. That's so much so that you probably Staltered it.
You're so used to combating my Stalter.
Yeah, just like whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Either way.
I feel like Ollie kind of put him in a position to fail, and then but that's still a lefty, and King's a lefty. Like I feel like you need another lefty almost because You don't have it unless they think Steven Matz is coming back. But I haven't heard anything about Steven Matz in so long.
Yeah. Put Matz in the bullpen?
Well, that's where you have to go, for sure.
From the 6-1-8, Matz in the bullpen and Palante in the bullpen. Palante should be starting. Damn it.
He is your best pitcher over the last 5 starts.
What are we doing?
We all think and believe that Palante should be in the starting rotation.
No doubt about it.
Right now, yes.
What do you think and believe that the Cardinals will actually do?
Send him to the bullpen.
I agree.
Yes.
I don't think it's right.
It's just the easy play.
Yeah.
And then Lance Lynn is your 5th starter?
Yes.
That would be my thought.
Yeah. Again, we would all love to see Palante stay in the rotation. He's been one of the few Cardinals that have been consistent for you over their last 5 starts.
So do you want to win or do you want to keep people's feelings, intact?
I want to win.
Well, I want to win, too, but we're not the ones that are making the decision.
Then Palante should be in the starting rotation.
Agreed.
He should
be. It shouldn't even be a question or a concern. It should be Palante is pitching the best out of the guys that are on the roster currently, the starting 5. He's pitching the best.
Agreed.
Why would he be the one that has to sacrifice and go to the bullpen unless you're not trying to win or you're not trying to hurt people's feelings?
Yeah.
Because they made a good deal today so that the counterbalance, they got to balance it out with probably a dumb decision.
Wow.
Marshall, out of the four, no, you're not. Out of the 4 of us, though, you usually don't go that route.
I don't know. It just came to my mind.
I'm very proud of you.
Well, you hang out with this group of people.
Sure.
With you guys.
Rubs off.
Usually it's 5 days a week. This week I got an extra day.
You did.
So something's going on here.
Yeah, you're really feeling it. Yep. Brandon from the Snake Pit says Matt's starting rehab on Thursday or Saturday. That's according to Brandon in our Snake Pit. So, yeah, maybe he's coming back, guys. And like you always say, it's like making a trade.
It is.
So
there's your arm for the bullpen. So they don't have to do anything tomorrow.
There you go.
Too. Good for them.
So they don't have to make another move, is what Carey Davis and Jamie Rivers are saying.
Yep.
They don't have to?
Yeah.
No, they do.
I do think if they moved Lance Lynn to the bullpen, it would ultimately bring the whole, let's bring everybody back, like full circle. Like, let's get Lance Lynn back in the bullpen because that's where he started. Like, let's go win a World Series.
Yeah.
That would make more sense, wouldn't it?
And then you know what they're going to do next, right? You know who they're going to sign.
Wait, hang on.
Sign or trade for?
Sign. And if they go to a,
like right now?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Trevor Rosenthal.
Oh.
Nope. How far back are we going?
Yeah.
Not that far back.
And is this guy just sitting at home right now?
Mm-hmm.
He's not playing anywhere else?
Well, he's playing in front of people.
It's not Trevor Bauer.
It's not baseball.
What? I don't know who he's
Give us a hint.
Wayno?
Adam Wainwright.
Oh, my gosh.
Put him in the bullpen?
Yes. That's where he started. Comes full circle, boys.
Goodness.
Then he can open up, for you. Can sing the national anthem
Save
again.
you some money there.
Save you some money there.
Yeah.
Then he can pitch out of the pen for you. And then he could do the post-game concert.
Yeah.
I'm not feeling like you guys are enthused by this, and I don't know why.
I don't know if you saw Adam Wainwright's last season that he played. The injuries mounted up, and it was not a great year for Adam. Yeah,
but he's rested now.
He's also 2 years older?
A year.
No, he's only a year older from last year.
Year and a half older.
Yeah.
He got 200 wins. What are we talking about?
Right. Yeah.
The last one was a win, right?
It was.
Am I right?
Then they shut him down.
There you go. You end on a high note, Jamie.
Yeah.
That's what he was doing.
You guys want to hear something that's completely ridiculous? I went to the Cardinals game, not yesterday, but a couple months ago. They were giving out Adam Wainwright puzzles, right? Put mine under my seat, thinking, hey, I'm surrounded by a bunch of great people here in St. Louis. There's no way that someone would take my 200-piece puzzle of Adam Wainwright. I come back after getting a drink and some food, and my 200-piece Adam Wainwright puzzle is gone.
Wow.
So infuriated.
You really wanted to do that puzzle,
I wanted the puzzle.
Yeah.
Someone stole my Adam Wainwright puzzle.
You didn't ask around?
So you went downtown.
At Busch Stadium.
And there's a crime committed.
It's Busch Stadium. Inside Busch Stadium.
Inside Busch Stadium.
Usually
Not
more on
outside.
the outside, but
Not on the outside.
Sometimes.
I mean, clearly a crime was committed because they stole his puzzle.
Yeah.
Well,
Marsh, how did you respond to that when you got back to your seat? Did you ask questions?
Marsh, you've actually experienced 2 crimes.
Yeah.
Cardinal stealing from you.
Yes.
Flat out stealing from you during the rain delay. And then a fan stealing from you.
Yes.
I'm sorry about that, man.
It's terrible.
It's not right.
Then they went on to lose like 9-1 or something to the Boston Red Sox.
And they stole your money again.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
But I was really bummed about the Adam Wainwright puzzle.
I don't blame you. If you're listening right now and you stole Marsh's puzzle,
or you know who stole it.
Stole it, okay? You drop it back off the 101 ESPN studios in Creve Coeur, and nothing else will be done.
There you go.
But we will remind you, nobody's safe. And Jamie Rivers, what's rule number 2 in the fast lane?
Don't look Anthony in the eyes.
That's number 3.
Oh, no, bury the bodies.
Thank you.
Yeah, sorry.
Bury the bodies.
Yeah.
Return the puzzle. Nobody gets hurt.
Right here to the Hubbard radio station. Just drop it at the front with Jody. She's a lovely lady. She'll certainly help you.
Absolutely.
Got a text from the 314. Marsh, you can have my 500-piece blues puzzle that I gave up on. That reminds me of like the Sandlot, where they come in with the Babe Ruth ball, but end up getting like the Murderer's Row ball. Like you actually upgrade.
Absolutely.
You lose something, but you end up upgrading.
Yeah,
I feel like that's what this is right now with the Blues 500-piece puzzle.
Yeah, that's a good call.
Okay.
Yep. And as Brandon reminds us, legends never die. No. Beat the streak. Biggest question of the day next on 101 ESPN.
Stella Artois and Hot Ones are partnering up for hot wings and hot trivia questions. We've had a number of these events already. Myself and Scott Rizzuto have been out there. Been awesome events. We was at Cyberg's, Helen Fitzgerald's, out at Hot Shots in Wentzville, Hot Shots at Fenton. And the next one, I believe, August 8th. It will be from 6 to 8 p.m. And you can just get out there, have fun, watch the finals. It's going to be a great final. And there's going to be a grand prize that's awarded out there. But you also don't have to do anything but show up and have a good time. And you can even sample some of the hot sauces that are out there. And they do get hot, I can tell you that much. Or you can just hang out and taste some of the great Stella Artois samplings that are going around. But most of all, just have a great time. The trivia questions are relatively easy, so there's lots of great participation. And it's always fun to watch some of these teams when they get the answers wrong as they sweat and the tears build up. But everybody's having a great time. So please make sure you join us for the next one here on August 8th. It is the grand finale. You will love it. You'll have a great time. For more information, all you have to do is visit 101ESPN.com. The Medicine Shop in St. Charles. They are your destination for cheap ED meds. So, fellas, if you are out there using ED meds, you're probably paying too much for those. Stop doing that. That little blue pill, the gummies, all that stuff. Don't worry about it. Get over to the Medicine Shop in St. Charles. They've got a generic called Sildenafil for less than $2 a pill. Prescription is required, of course. And they also have a fantastic program that I take full advantage of, where they offer free, discreet shipping and delivery to your home or your workplace of any medicines that you take on a regular basis. And again, for busy people, busy schedules, life gets crazy sometimes, can't get into the pharmacy, don't worry. The Medicine Shop will come to you, right to your front door, and take care of you. It's an awesome program. I highly suggest you take advantage of it. And last but not least, if you head into the Medicine Shop in St. Charles, the representatives are fantastic. They're going to ask you what you're looking for, maybe if there's an issue with allergies, cold, flu, maybe you have some aches and pains that you're just not sure how to handle it. They will point you in the right direction, and they do it with a smile because they love helping out all of their customers. So please stop by the location. Tell them Jamie Rivers sent you in. If not, visit them online at stcharles.medicineshop.com. That's stcharles.medicineshop.com.
ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling. The Cardinals have acquired Erick, Fedde, and Tommy Pham in a 3-team trade with the Chicago White Sox and the Los Angeles Dodgers. Tommy Edman and Oliver Gonzalez, a minor league right-handed pitcher, have been traded to the Dodgers. We talked about that all day long. If you missed anything from today's show, make sure you go to 101ESPN.com or check out the free 101 mobile app. It's all brought to you by Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers. The Cardinals are one game back of that final wild card spot. They're looking for a W tonight. They'll take on the Texas Rangers. Andre Palante on the mound, going up against Nathan Eovaldi. First pitch is at 6:45. We have Beat the Streak and biggest question of the day coming up next. I'm Andrew Marsh, and the Sports Center update is brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling, an independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
Hit baseballs.
All of my successes depend on me.
You ready to hit?
The hits just keep on coming.
And his first big league hit is a bullet up the middle.
It's a fast lane on 101 ESPN. Time to play Beat the Streak. Darren is our contestant for Beat the Streak. What's up, Darren?
Hey, guys. How we doing?
Doing pretty well, man. Everything good? What'd you think of the Fedde trade?
I liked it. I do have one issue, though. My son is a big Tommy Edman fan, and since he's not on the team anymore, should I just tell him like he was sick?
No.
Yes. Wow. Yeah, it seems to work really well. The kids understand.
Let's hope he's not sick.
Not that sick.
Well, not fast lane sick.
No, not fast lane sick. Yeah. Darren, it still works, though, All right.
Yeah, he's ill.
He's ill.
Hey, puts the IL in ill.
Oh. That's Matt's.
What are we doing?
I mean, he was on it, too.
Yeah. All right. What's the latest streaks, Marsh?
Yeah, Alec Burleson has a long hitting streak, and Jamie has been riding Alec Burleson for, it looks like, the past 7 games.
I'll continue to ride him.
And, of course, you will. And then Carey's right behind Jamie with a streak of 5, it looks like.
So Jamie's riding Alec Burleson,
he is.
And Carey's right behind Jamie.
Carey's coming from behind.
Wow.
Yes. And Burleson has helped Jamie 6 times. So 6 is actually the number for Jamie.
6, not 7.
3.
6 is the number.
3 is my streak. Anthony, congratulations. You finally got a hit. Thanks to CJ Abrams.
Thank you.
And Darren picked Arenado, who also got a hit. Everybody got a hit on Friday, so we'll keep these streaks going, hopefully.
Let's do that.
All right, guys. I'm going to change it up a little bit. Right-handed pitcher on the bump. I am going to go with Alec Burleson.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah. Didn't see that coming.
Played.
Carey.
I like this young man. He's a pretty good hitter, pretty good player. Some would say a star.
Oh. Corey Seager.
Mason Witten.
Oh.
Yeah. Corey.
The other shortstop. Yeah. All right. Marsh.
Give me Nathaniel Lowe.
Old Nate Lowe.
Nate Lowe.
Okay. Darren.
I would take Brendan Donovan, please.
Ooh, Brendan Donovan for 200. All right.
Donnie boy.
You know what? Brandon in the Snake Pit says, Anthony, you need to choose Nato. And I saw that it's his birthday today. I think it's Brandon's birthday, so happy birthday to Brandon.
Brandon.
You know what, Brandon? Give me Nolan Arenado to get a base hit. There you go. All right. Darren, good luck to you, kid.
Hey, thanks, guys. You too.
Thank you. Yeah, we'll talk to you tomorrow, hopefully.
Yeah, sounds good.
Excellent. All right. There you go. Now it's time for the biggest question of the day.
It's time for the Fast Lane's biggest question of the day.
All right, gentlemen, obviously the Cardinals made a move today, and I think we all agreed that it was a fine job by John Mozeliak. Now, this team has only won, 2 games since the All-Star break?
Yep.
Not great.
Who's counting?
Well, I was counting, and I counted 2 wins, one against the Pirates and one against the Nationals. Not a great team. What has this post-All-Star game Cardinal team, what have they told us? Are they showing us that yes, they can compete for the National League Central? Are they just showing us this team is right where we thought they'd be? They're a wild card team. They're a little out of a wild card team. What are we seeing from Paul Goldschmidt? Obviously the team lost, but he's starting to hit. What have you guys seen since the All-Star break?
They did get the 2 wins against the Braves when they came back.
So, yeah, they did. They took 2 of 3 in Atlanta. Took 2 of 3 in Atlanta, dropped 2 of 3 against Pittsburgh, dropped 2 of 3 against Washington.
Yes.
Yeah, it's been
so
4 wins.
Yeah, the 4.
Better.
Look,
I didn't count those though because they didn't. It was a wash.
Yeah, right.
Sure.
Yeah,
we'll go with that.
Look, this team has shown that even though the front office has made some moves, you have to execute. You had an opportunity. Washington was no hit coming in. They were no hit on Thursday by Dylan Cease. Then they traveled from Washington to St. Louis and took 2 of 3 from you. And I don't think the opponent necessarily matters, but in this case, the Nationals, you should have won 2 of 3. Against Pittsburgh, maybe the pitching matchups don't work out, but you got to take 2 of 3 from Washington. You're kind of fortunate to at least get 1. So you have to execute now. However, it is good to see that Paul Goldschmidt and Nolan Arenado, from a power standpoint, they're starting to come about. So that's good.
Yeah, they're taking steps in the right direction, and one can only hope that Goldie keeps doing what he did in the Nationals series, but they've taken steps backwards out of the break, which is, I think this is why John Mozeliak has gotten a little aggressive here and making sure that he checks the 2 boxes that he had on his list, and who knows what else they'll do between now and noon tomorrow or whatever it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you're the Cardinals, you can't be thrilled at what's gone on since the All-Star break.
No,
you can't be. And everybody talked about how the Cardinals had had a tough schedule following the All-Star break. I think one of the toughest in Major League Baseball. Mm-hmm. And you kind of put it like, well, whatever. We'll see. It's proving that that's kind of the case. However, they beat the Braves, but in Cardinals fashion, then they lose to a team at the time that was lower than the Pittsburgh Pirates,
right?
And then the Nationals, and so you got to start winning again. You got to get back to where you were.
Yes, agreed.
I agree. I think it's been, I like your word, uneven. Man, you said that about Sonny Gray's performance a couple of starts ago.
Yeah, that was
Uneven.
2 starts ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's before
Gave up
you knew
4
what
home
it was.
runs.
Disastrous.
And had 10 strikeouts.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the Cardinal season. Maybe you win. Maybe you don't. I don't know. We'll see what Erick Fedde has. See if he can help.
I don't think the Cardinals have hit 4 home runs in a game, have they?
Nah, I'm giving it up.
That they have.
That's a good question. I don't know that they have hit 4 in a game.
I would say no.
Hey, now that Tommy Pham is in the equation, what does that mean for Pedro Pajes, who had a nice day yesterday? Had a triple.
And a 14-game hitting streak.
Where does he factor in?
Yeah,
I don't think it changes.
I don't think so either.
I think he's still your catcher when you need Wilson to get off his feet and not be behind the plate.
Mm-hmm.
He's actually proving, his worth by having the hitting streak. Initially, he's playing pretty sound defense. It was getting the defense from him and the offense from Herrera, and not the other from either one of them. So now you're getting a little bit of both. The Nationals have a track team, though. They feel like they should steal against everyone, and they were kind of taking advantage of old Pedro Pages.
Yeah. Pedro Pages.
Behind the plate.
Yeah.
Is that on him or is that on Michaelis?
I think it's on both. I think it's on both.
Yeah.
I think it's on the pitcher.
It's more so on Michaelis.
Yeah.
Because you've got to do a better job of holding.
Yeah. Throw over once.
Yeah.
Maybe. Slow him down.
You got to do something.
But they stole like 4 or 5 bases in, was it Saturday?
Yeah, I think it was Saturday.
I think Herrera wasn't here.
They stole a few yesterday, too.
What did Ivan do? He's not even here.
I just
This
realized.
guy's working hard in Memphis, and you got to take shots like
I wasn't
that.
taking a shot. It was a good thing he wasn't behind the ditch.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
12 or 13.
It's absolutely disgusting what you do sometimes.
He's not wrong.
Do you guys think the defense is falling off a little bit?
Is the D
Is
falling
Dylan
off?
Carlson
getting a little
in the outfield?
lax?
Just a little lax. Saw a couple plays yesterday, too, that maybe should have been made.
Yeah.
Got to rise up. That's what the D's got to do for the Cardinals. Got to rise up.
Bet the board, 3
Gotta
stars
rise
of the
to the
day.
occasion.
Criticisms, compliments next on 101 ESPN. if you missed anything from today's show, you can always download the podcast available at 101ESPN.com or your 101 ESPN mobile app. All brought to you by Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers. All right, time to bet the board. There's only 2 days left, 3 days left today, tomorrow. No, 3. 3 days left. Unless you're Marsh.
Yeah.
Then you thought it was over 2 weeks ago.
He gave up 2 weeks ago.
My month ends with Freedom Friday.
Yeah, clearly.
So.
Apparently. All right, so, Anthony, what are you at here?
Anthony is 13-5. Jamie, you are 12-6. I had Carey's record wrong the other day. He's 8-10, and I'm 7-11.
Hold on.
You're open all the time.
Yes.
Jamie, you're on my heels here.
Yeah, I'm trying to keep pace here.
All right. Wow. I typically hate these plays. In fact, I told Carey how unfun they are.
He's going to do it.
He's going to do an under.
He is.
Oh.
Then he's going to complain about it.
Give me the Rangers Cardinals under 8.5. Texas offense, not great. Cardinals can go up and down. Palante's pitched well. Evaldi's on the other side. Give me the under 8.5.
All right. Well, Anthony, I'm going with a similar play, believe it or not. The Pirates are playing the Astros. Paul Skeens on the bump for the Pirates. Total's at 7.5. I'm going under.
Wow.
Yeah.
I like the Huevos Rancheros, man.
Both of you guys, huh?
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to go back to old Juan Soto. He's a pretty good player. I don't know if you know. 1.5. Hits, runs, RBIs.
Carey's found his thing.
I have. And eventually,
he's found his groove.
It's going to pay off.
Eventually, it's going
to. It did for you a couple times, right?
But I'm going to make sure I get the game in. I don't play early. But yeah.
They're already started.
Have they?
Yeah.
The Yankees?
Yeah. Bottom of the first. I'm staring at it.
Has he hit yet?
Yes.
Did he hit already?
I don't know if he hit, but
Carey.
I didn't see it.
Just gotta make sure they don't play. They haven't played yet.
Because it's still a live bet. You do a live bet, I'm sure the odds might be
he struck out. As far as it back.
No, you can have your play.
All right.
No.
Yeah, you can.
I mean, I'm not gonna catch you guys.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Go ahead.
You are setting a precedent, though. Just
we'll let him
out there.
Oh yeah, don't worry. This is logged in here, right here. Next time this happens to me.
Not great. All right, Marsh, your play.
I'm going to go with Andre Palante over 3.5 strikeouts tonight at plus 126.
Okay.
I looked at that one too. I didn't like it. Didn't like it.
Jamie, it's crazy that you and I were leading this thing, and you and I went unders.
Mm-hmm. I was going to go just Pirates straight up for the win. They're at minus 132 because Skeens is on the bump.
Mm-hmm.
But the Astros have a pretty good team, too. And so I was like, Skeens will probably go 7 or 8. He's really somewhat unhittable.
Probably go 9.
It would be nice if he did. Be nice.
Well, we don't want them to win. They're a game behind the Cardinals.
Right.
I just want to
Marshy, all the Cardinals have to do is keep winning. You don't worry about anybody else. If you win,
don't look in the rearview mirror.
You don't have to worry about what the people behind you are doing.
It's a very healthy way to look at things. Yeah. Absolutely. Good call. All right, what do we have for criticisms and compliments?
Yes. Well, first of all, are you sticking with the Soto play?
Well, you know what? I need to change it because Mr. Rivers here will.
No, I said you could have it.
No, I know you did, but I know what that means. You want to be able to use that to your
Carey,
advantage.
if you want to take it. Seriously. Go ahead. I want you
give me the Cardinals minus 104.
With the what?
Cardinals. St. Louis. Cardinals, you know, the team here.
Yeah.
Andre Palante.
You usually don't bet on them.
Well, Carey believes.
Whoa. Did you pick him to win? Or? Really?
Yeah, I picked him to win.
Wow. Good job, Carey.
Don't give me the thumbs up. I heard what you just said. Unbelievable.
No, I expect them to win.
Clearly.
Why are you not looking at us when you say that?
I picked them.
He just picked them to win, Anthony. What's your problem?
What do you mean?
I'm watching you guys. Go ahead.
Okay, let's give a shout out to Mark for the beef jerky.
Oh, yeah.
That he sent in.
Good stuff, Mark.
Never mind.
How'd you like it, Marsh?
Yeah.
I loved it. I've already ate a few pieces.
Saw that.
Yeah, Marsh, you
It looked
said
like circles, too. Yeah.
Circles. Marsh said something.
Circular beef jerky.
That's correct. Yeah.
Something along the lines.
I've seen that before.
I've never seen it.
I've heard about it.
Yeah.
I've never seen it.
Never seen it.
Never seen it.
First time.
Nor have I tried it.
Nope. It was good, though.
Good. I bet it was.
Yeah. Excellent.
From the 314. I'm watching you guys on YouTube for the first time in all these years, seeing Stalter's face.
Oh, wow.
He looks like Data from Star Trek.
I don't remember that.
I mean,
Brent
if
Spiner.
if you had bright white makeup on, I could kind of, if you squint. But that guy was really smart.
Okay.
So,
Is that why he's named Data?
Figured it was coming from the texter, but nope. There it is. I thought for sure it was going to be something about my face. Instead, it was something about my intelligence or lack thereof from my co-host.
I said that guy was really smart, though.
You said, but that guy was really smart, though. You said, and I quote, yeah, I can see it, but that guy was really smart, though.
It's just the way you're hearing
Yeah,
it.
you came here to hurt me, you did. Congratulations.
It's just you're hearing
Mission
it wrong.
mission accomplished. Nice job.
From the 618. Didn't the Cardinals just hit 4 home runs in a game against Atlanta? You guys are just wiping that good series out to fit your narrative.
Seriously, guys.
Marshy, I hold you personally responsible.
That is my fault. I definitely took away 2 wins.
He did. Took away
the whole series. Honestly, I should have, though.
You know why? Because it's about what you've done for me lately.
Exactly.
You know?
What have you done for me lately?
Did they hit 4? Yeah, I guess they did, right?
These past 2 series have wiped away that series from my memory.
I got to see this now. I got to see these Warlocks. Let's see. Burleson homered. Arenado homered in the one game. What about, go ahead, Marsh.
Gorman had 2 home runs in that game, didn't he? Or Burley did. One of them did.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, Burleson hit the chop house.
He did.
Yeah. Only stars can do that.
Go Carl.
Like Orlando Arcia.
Anthony, stop talking.
Okay.
Come on now. Come on now. Anthony, you were in the Gauntlet today.
Oh.
We had random trivia.
Yeah.
One of the options was talking about the creeds of the Olympics. I still have no idea what those are. But the 618 says it could be the 3 Creed movies, Creed from The Office, and Creed the band.
There you go. Yeah, that's a good call.
Yes.
So, that would be 5.
That would be 5.
So you have all 3 Creed movies.
3 + 1 + 1, Anthony. Or Data. 3 + 1 + 1.
The Cardinals only hit 2 home runs in that game.
No, they hit 4
in the Sunday
6-2
game.
win. They won 6-2. They had Burleson, Contreras, Newbar, and Goldie hit home.
Got it. Nice.
Yep.
All right. We're sorry
that you felt that way. You'll be all right.
We're being told that it's data, not data. Or maybe it is data, not data.
Depends if you're American or Canadian.
Yeah, or live on one of the 7 continents. Go ahead.
Yeah. I want to give a quick shout out, man, to my son. It's his birthday today. Xavier. Love you, dude. 12 years old.
Yeah.
My little guy.
He was there on Saturday.
He's a riot, by
night.
the
He
way.
is. He's awesome.
Carey,
happy birthday.
He needs to come spend some time with Uncle Jamie.
Uncle Jamie will have him doing way more than he already does.
That kid might have me doing things. He's a riot.
Jamie, what do you think?
No, go ahead, Jamie. It'll be fine.
He's a good kid, man.
He's a great kid. Well, happy birthday.
All right, let's get to our 3 stars of the day. Our 3rd star of the day, we just talked about him. Data, Anthony Stalter.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not clapping for that.
He's a very intelligent man, from what they said.
2nd star
He's talking
of the
about
day.
my looks.
It was.
Tom Pham.
Thank you, Jamie.
Is the 2nd star of the day.
Yes, absolutely.
GPS or Tommy Edmond or Tommy Pham.
And our 1st star of the day goes out to the 7 continents.
Oh,
yeah, because there are 7.
Or 5. It's like our Mount Rushmore.
Exactly. Jamie looked at me and goes, Anthony, how many continents are there? And I go, 7. You're like, well, that's why you're confused. No, Jamie, I think you're confused.
I even answered the question. What's the answer? Creeds, no. Continents, I don't know.
That's why you listen to this show.
Oh, my God.
You know you're going to be smarter than us. For Andrew Mars, for Carey Davis, for Jamie Rivers, I'm Anthony Stalter. Appreciate everybody listening and watching throughout the course of the day. We'll be back tomorrow. See you.